You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
It's amazing how people can change. I'm still in shock, I can't understand. I am so disappointed in man. Man make me cry, tears run from my eye. All I could ask was the reason why. Was man fighting power, he fighting greed. Oh, kid. Man making blunders for selfish need. Man gon' call you brother, but man so slack. Say man with a dagger, stabbing your back. I'm mesmerized, shocker, still in dismay. Look how they treat me in the folk fair the other day. Chucky was thunder, Chucky was tough. Chucky was power, Chucky was rough. But politician respected this Calypsonian, who always seemed to look out for the poor man. But since Daphne Philip brainwashed the brother and made Chucky director of culture, since he got big position, he start moving strange. It's amazing how people could change. As they get in power, their plans rearrange. It's amazing how people could change. You have to agree. It's lies we're on in this whole country. Look how Chucky boil right down like Baji. Lies we're on in this whole country. Go back. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, back, back. I took time out and thought about man, unassuming hard to understand. One day man could beef up the ladder, next day man could be the prime minister. Man to the basic, callous and sly. Oh my, if God was on earth, man make God cry. When I hear we St. Peter did to Christ, man could appear good, but man not nice. A man who used to fight to get murderers free, today that same man preaching righteousness to we. Check most of the cases that Ramish won. State witness boom boom, just on the case done. But Ramish big like Tarzan now swinging on vine, telling you execution in record time. Baka say he promised him the deed for the land. Soon as Baka helped him win election, but after election Ramish start moving strange. It's amazing how people could change. As they get in power, their plans rearrange. It's amazing how people could change. You have to agree. It's lies we're on in the whole country. Baka come with the tape. Ramish ball, not me. Lies we're on in this whole country. Limbs missing man does bother me, pal. Man is such a big weak animal, the head of the animal kingdom. But man so deceitful and act so dumb. Man relishes incest and corruption. The thing of this woman fear most is man. When man hear black, drink rum, cuss, don't think. When man hear get white, say I don't drink. A man who used to have so much freedom to speak, now he can't deliver, demand a song so weak. Wade Mark was thunder, Wade Mark was tough. Wade Mark was power, Wade Mark was rock. But after election, Wade Mark just changed his style. Yeah, Wade Mark now he does sound like a child. And now since Bandeja, he on driver, he could introduce the breathalyzer. Since he could drunk in the backseat, he acting strange. It's amazing how people will change. As they get in forward, the plans we arrange. It's amazing how people will change. You have to agree. It's life we're on in this whole country. Look at them boys spoil right down like Bachi. Life we're on in this whole country. Jockey jam every politician. Jockey in half killer Rick Williams. He advised Chambers that since he done see, Leram Kebalani run the country. Any could never survive. After Jockey sing howdy, driver, he and drive. So now when he telling me I can sing, straight case of Satan, correct sin. The man make God and all get in a rage. That's why he fall off last week on the stage. Long time when Chucky come out to sing, he like a dragon fire he's spitting. When he sing Three Blind Mice and how we Fred call, you couldn't get Chucky, he can't sing his song at all. Once the ministry say he can't sing the song, he tell the ministry, cut off the tongue. But since he under dark, he dress tell he acting strange. It's amazing how people could change. Since Chucky get the whip, he plans to arrange. It's amazing how people could change. You have to agree. It's life we're on in this whole country. Look how big Chucky gets shorter than me. Life we're on in this whole country.
That he would hear us. Is it to be our reward to exist for this purpose? The scriptures we have idolized and try hard to live up to, and yet we have been ostracized for the human things we do. Though we were created equal, we cannot find an equal place. Life today for us so crucial, due to color, creed and race. Children of a lesser God seem to be what we are. Children of a lesser God, streaks of a fading star. Children of a lesser God, victims of a color bar. Children of a lesser God, in a status below par. Because our skins are black, we are never fear the rod, doomed to be in the back. Children of a lesser God. Oh, yo. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, the black man cry. Oh, yo. Ay, 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 ay. It's the black man cry. We the children from Africa want to know the reason why. When we pray to you, Jehovah, you don't hear us when we cry. Is it that you give up on us or we doing something wrong? For other men who are unjust to make us suffer so long. Because we are in the wilderness and praying to achieve freedom from society's wickedness. Seems as if we have become children of a lesser God, struggling to overcome. Children of a lesser God, devoid of peace and wisdom. Children of a lesser God, just running from slum to status quo. Children of a lesser God. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, the black man cry. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. It's the black man cry. From the depths of Abyssinia and the terrains of Soweto, spawns of Solomon and Sheba, our tears continue to flow. From east to west in chains we came as pilgrims in bondage, God. In two lands with a different name, yet we sang your praises, Lord. But in this place of evil men, what was once a bright morning star, it soon became a lion's den. Today it would seem we are children of a lesser God, oppressed by another race. Children of a lesser God, with no proper resting place. Children of a lesser God, hoping for a saving grace. Children of a lesser God, desperately keeping pace. Surrounded by bigotry, made to fight for room and board, plagued by social misery. Children of a lesser God. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, the black man cry. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. It's the black man cry. Black people, please be more conscious or you shall be left behind. Commit your lives to more purpose by elevating your mind. The way how this will change and you cannot afford to be weak. You have to start rearranging to achieve the goals you seek. Time to stop allowing others to shape your identity. Unite my brothers and sisters. You no longer want to be children of a lesser God. Always been the underdog. Children of a lesser God, to be swept under the rug. Children of a lesser God, always been the one they flock. Children of a lesser God, striving to see through the fog. Whether in the USA or wherever white men trod, you must never hear them say, children of a lesser God. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, the black man cry. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Ay, 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 ay. This the black man cry.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover me feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me brother, cover me sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's no other than In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. If you don't know what the DAG Triplets stand for, that is D is Diana, and Diana is considered to be the storm. A is myself, I'm Anselm, I'm considered to be Wall Street, and G is Gary. Gary is considered to be Phantom, and we also have a fourth person, Tommy, and Tommy is just considered to be the commissioner in Newark. So again, welcome to In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And as I say, all people are welcome in the Village with the DAG Triplet. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter if you wear the black jersey, the red jersey, the yellow jersey, the pink jersey, the blue jersey, the mauve jersey. Doesn't matter what color jersey you wear. Doesn't matter what planet you come from. If you're from Busitanius, Musitanius, Platitanius, any one of the Tanius you're from, you're welcome in the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, when you come into the Village, we originate, we don't imitate. Let me say welcome to 1/3 of the DAG Triplets, no other than Diana, Waveney, Stormy, The Storm, Greta, Bajan, Trinbage, Gonian, McDonald, Waveney, Ben Skinboy.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! 10 names, boy.
Yeah, there's a
10
boss.
names.
Name for sober. Name for sober.
Name for
all
sober.
All those are your given names, right? All those are your given names.
Yeah, but this
right?
evening, I'm saving my voice for later. I hope that coward, I hope somebody send him the program that attacked Brother Abdullah is listening. I call you a coward, and you better be lucky I wasn't nearby. You better be lucky I wasn't there, because I wasn't going to sit by idly and let you attack that peaceful man that is the closest thing to God right now in Trinidad and Tobago. Huh? And you attack that man and break his hand and mash up your wrist and all that, and you're a punk and you're a coward. I say so. Go ahead.
Diana, I have to tell you the truth. I know Brother Umar Abdullah from this program and from seeing him walk, all across Trinidad and Tobago, and you could see the demeanor of that guy is a very peaceful and kind of loving man who's trying to do his best for the country. And if you could attack that fella, boy,
you're a coward.
You're not just a coward, you're like a Christmas tree in the forest. You have no balls. You understand? No balls at all. None.
At all.
A man like that. And we go get into that. You gotta get into the weeds because
he's a conk. He's a snail. He's slimy. I calling you all them things. Yeah. You're slimy. You're low. You're dirty. You stink and dirty. Go ahead.
Look at names. All kind of names.
Go ahead.
Real names for so boy. But let me do something a little different today. I want to welcome on Facebook Sharice Ali. And I also want to welcome Daisha Lazama. So Sharice Ali and Daisha Lazama on Facebook. You guys are welcome to In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me say welcome to Marshall, Tommy, the Commissioner of Newark, Nesbitt. How are you doing, Tommy?
Yes,
very
you're
good.
Muted.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Little challenges here and there, but
nobody beat you now.
Oh, you're not hearing me?
No, you're good. We hearing you.
Nobody beat you, not Tommy.
You still not hearing
No,
me?
we hearing you. We hearing you. You hearing us? Are you
Yeah.
hearing us? Huh?
Little challenges, little challenges.
Tommy, let me say something.
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly. I'm hearing
Right.
you
You know,
clearly.
it's fun.
I'm hearing you
Tommy,
clearly. How you?
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
Tommy,
you said you
it's
were saying
interesting,
something.
right? It's
Something
interesting, right? You know, sometime in life,
Yeah,
we think
I
we have
was
a lot of
asking how
challenges,
you.
right?
He's here. He hear you on a relay. Tell him to log off and log back in. He hear you on a relay.
Tommy, are you hearing us delayed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, log back in and come back in. Yeah.
I'm hearing.
You
I'm
know,
hearing you.
it's not a delay,
Okay, I'll be.
right? Yeah, leave
Leave
and
and
come
come
back.
back.
Leave and come back. And when Tommy come back, I wanna say something with regards to trials that we are going through. So let me just go over to the chat here. The first one in the chat tonight again was no other than Takesha.
Yep.
Takesha
Woman is
says,
boss.
Diana, Ansem, Gary, and Tommy, blessed night. Then the next, number 2 was Nadia. Good night, everyone. Good night to you, Nadia. Then we had Takesha was still. Takesha sharing out. The other night, Takesha was sharing out was blue hearts. Tonight is only red hearts, boy. Yet Takesha, red hearts. Plenty red hearts. I will think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 20, about 25 hearts. Diana, that is you, eh? Takesha
What?
gave 25 hearts tonight.
What? I wonder what I do to deserve them hearts, boy.
I don't know what you're doing. Nadia says hi to Keisha. Right? Takesha, Nadia gave Takesha 1 emoji. Alright? Takesha said woman power. Woman is boss, no joke.
All the
100.
time. All the time.
Hey, look, wait now. Nadia gave Takesha 1 emoji. Takesha gave Nadia 3, 6, 9 emojis. Alright. So Nadia agreeing with Takesha that woman is boss. And of course, Diana go agree with her.
But is that an argument? That is a given fact. We are boss.
No, but but Tommy, you back?
Yep, you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear loud and clear. Tommy and
Are you
Diana.
hearing me?
Yeah, we hearing you.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Tommy and Diana. I don't know why women just say a relationship is 50-50. I don't know which relationship, especially when you're married, is 50-50. I will say it's about 80 in favor of the woman and 20 in favor of the man.
So wait is all you ain't getting that you want. What more you want?
No,
we had to go through a whole heap of things when the man we carry children, we clean the house, we cook, we manage the finances. We had to put up with all your nonsense and senseless and sensible. And woman is boss. Which other creature? And I'm not going down no dirty road, eh? Which other creature can lay boneless feet out?
But you will say creature and you're not going on. What is that creature?
Okay. Which other person or thing
But why you have to call a man a creature?
You see, I didn't listen
why
to the question.
Why do women call men dogs? Anyway, wait, hold that thought
I don't call a man a dog.
No, but hold that thought right there.
No.
You must finish here. Takesha, Gary, and Sam, Tommy, we get real hearts tonight from Takesha. Real hearts. Hey, Nadia, I'm big thing tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, boy. 10 emojis. Hey, yo, I inside like Clint.
Takesha, I'm your mama guy in the Bajan girl. What's going on?
Look, Takesha sharing out emojis like crazy. Look, Albert, Ellis, Chris, Troy, Hailey, Ulrich, Rajvi, Vonnie. Look at emoji. Wait now, boy. But Takisha, I understand this one, do you know? Fish stick get more emojis than them fellas and them, you know? Fish stick get about 30. Ronnie and all of them have to share up. Let me see how much of them, eh? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
And
26,
so why you
27,
like bacchanal so? Eh?
28. No,
Maybe
it's
the
not
girl
back
just
now.
say, she just
But
hit the heart emoji. Blah, blah, blah.
1, 2,
You
3,
just,
4,
you
5,
know,
6,
use a
7,
regular
8 of them.
PNM in truth though.
No, but it's
Lord,
8 of them
only
to
try
share.
and bacchanal.
8 of them to share 28 emojis, right? So they're getting 3 each plus like a quarter. So 3 1/4 emojis each.
And so you're a regular PNM, you're doing bacchanal
Oh
thing
God.
now, see?
What I do with PLM?
You're like, y'all don't thrive if there's no bacchanal.
Nadia, thank you so much, Nadia. This is the first time you
What?
give me more emojis. Oh God, you give me more emojis than Diana. Nadia, Tommy
That's
boy,
okay.
Tommy, you get improvement tonight, boy. Nadia give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tommy, you get 10, boy. And she take away some from
Yes.
Diana. She
Oh
only give
no, I
Diana
get I
7 this
get
time.
one. No, I get 1,
7,
2. No, I get
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2, 12.
Where you get
You
that
see,
from?
because if you look behind the
Nadia is
heart,
the
there's a little
village
heart.
heart.
So you're slow,
Where?
Ansler.
No, I
There's
look at
two
it on the screen
hearts.
there.
Nadia
There's
and
only
Takisha.
7 there.
Count them.
And
There's
Takisha.
count the green one. Count
Thank
1,
you.
2, 3,
Thank you,
4, 5.
Nadia.
5 twos are
Thank you,
10 and
Takisha.
1 11.
All right. What you doing? That is matty tricks. That is not mathematics. That is matty tricks.
I beige and
Tommy,
matte.
yeah, you get fixed up well. You get fixed up nice tonight.
Oh,
Yeah. Even
I'm
Gary get
happy.
two, you know.
I'm happy.
Yeah, once I get it, I'm happy. Gary gets 7. You know, I notice people don't
Hey,
give Gary plenty at all, you know. Why is that?
Yeah, boy, I don't know.
Yeah, boy, all don't give Gary no one today. I don't think Gary ever get over like 7 emojis, you know.
I don't think he
Over
ever
and over
get
that.
any at all.
No, you only start getting the other night. You know, and then Albert started pop emojis the other night too, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, of course.
Albert.
hey, listen to you.
Albert.
You tell him talk to children and grandchildren.
And you listen, but man started pop emojis like crazy, boy. Oh God, look. Nadia get Lana emoji. She get Lana. She get Joan. She get Hailey. She get Rose. She even get good night for 6 emojis. Who is good
Anyway,
night?
you kind of you're distracted like Keith Rowley. Woman
Who is
is
good night?
boss.
All right. Rennie, good night, partner. You're inside. What tax? Okay, yeah. Takisha want to play Food
Rennie
Prices
with my
by Lord
fig.
Way
Rennie
later.
with my fig. I'm still waiting. Woman is
I,
boss. There we go. You're
I,
distracting.
I go look for that. Rennie
You're
want to make
distracting.
something. Yeah, boy, Rennie. Once that emoji sharing, oh God, look at this one, boy. Nadia, boy, look. You see them thing there, boy?
Ooh.
Ronnie, Rennie, Ellis,
Ellis in it too. Ooh.
Troy. Yeah, boy. God.
Screenshot that page and send it for Ellis. Why?
Huh? No. I think Ellis' wife gave back his laptop. Let me see. Wait. No, she just take it back again. Sorry. I apologize. she
Oh.
she pull out faster than Ellis. Oh God. Hey, what? Rennie said, Nadia, you're calling out everybody, boy. Yeah.
Because she's
Hey,
a
Nadia.
boss. She's
Nadia
a
and Joan.
boss.
Diana.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them walk now for about a month.
Yeah, there's boss. They can do what they want when they like.
Okay. All right.
The man
All
on
right.
man tell them you can't go here. Do go here today. Them is their own boss.
Yeah, Nadia say one love in the village, boy. Oh God, look. Rennie complain and look, he get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh God, 10. But oh God, it's a love session tonight, boy. Oh God. Hey, even Albert, boy. Albert training the well too. Albert, good night, love.
Mm-mm.
Albert get 10, boy. What? Yeah, but
Nadia is even a sweetheart. I tell you that.
Yeah. Hey, tonight is Rennie's birthday? Really? How old? How old tonight? We have to know. No?
I don't find a leather strap, boy.
Oh, find a leather strap. Oh, Nadia's daughter's birthday was yesterday. What's that birthday, boy? Hey, Takesha's son was Sunday. And she daughter was yesterday. Oh God, there's one set of birthdays in the village. Joan Jadubia, welcome. How you going? I know when June coming to New York, man. She said she was supposed to come to New York, right? Oh, Vonnie sending good night to Twiggy and Anderson. We need to hear from you on the situation as to the funeral today with the young guys. Very sad. I think I have one of the funerals, you know. I see one of the things, yeah. Chiquisha say, handsome, you like thing. What? Vonnie say what? Albert, Wall Street going to the red color. It's no big thing. It's vote don't count. Love until we'll never learn. Okay. Yeah, right. He says, Vonnie says, don't get your blood pressure up.
One day they're going to wake up.
I know
my blood pressure don't go up, my God.
It must be his way. I go look after you, don't worry. It must be my way. Oh, I wish I could get my... Hey, look we partner Lions Love, boy. Lions Love, you're inside, partner. Where you been? Peaceful, my... Hey, this man sent dozens of African men and women children to suffer and die in Syria. Don't you fools know that? Us government have him on a terrorist watch. This? I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know that. Vonnie, I know I shall love Wall Street. She is defense attorney, trying very hard to get Wall Street back on friendly terms with the party. Oh God. Albert, oh God, Albert. Sharice Ali, welcome. Welcome. And say welcome to Tommy Mohammed and Natalie David too as well. Yeah. Anastasia Francois.
Yes, indeed.
Anastasia Francois, welcome as well. Correct is right. He's a coward to attack the bro. Yeah, correct is right. Albert, I've been saying this to him, but as I say, he like Aisha and Young Rowley. I like them. What? Oh, Albert said these programs make me laugh. You know, who's Anastasia? Anastasia Francis. She been here before, right?
No, Francois, no. Never seen that name.
Well, let's say welcome to Anastasia Francois. It's Francois, right? Yeah. Anastasia, where you joining us from? And Sharice Ali, where you joining us from? Diana, like you know Sharice, she said good night, Diana Benskin.
Sharice Ali, where you know me from?
She said good night, Diana Benskin.
Where you know me from, Sharice Ali asking, huh?
Or let's say welcome to Guy Mabia too. I think he knew too. He says welcome if you know.
Oh God, you just real how Guy carry.
Guy Mabia said we're not wearing any jerseys or just from New Jersey. Hey,
you're missing Lana. Yeah, Lana put up a thing wherever she was working and some snake run across there.
Oh yeah, boy, I see that. By first snake, boy.
What?
Daisha Lazama, where you joining us from? It's Daisha Lazama. Did I get that correctly? Did I get that correct, Dana? It's on the screen. Is that Daisha? Or Daisha? Daisha.
You know that?
Lazama. You see that?
Yeah, it's Daisha Lazama. And I see this thing on my phone. My phone far from me. I have to wait till it shows up on my laptop.
I get that one right. I get it right. Albert says, Wall Street was an Aisha program. After he left, I cracked up. What they didn't say about Wall Street, what they forget. Oh God. What else? The man said, what they didn't say about Wall Street, they forget. Oh Lord. Albert, you're all good enough. Hi Albert, good evening. It's very hot in Orlando. Humid weather. Hope all is well. Hey.
Angela, before we go, Before you go further, we expect some bad weather to pass through my way. So in case I drop off the program, it knocked my power out, okay?
Okay, all right.
There's some bad weather this year.
We had to welcome Anastasia. We had to welcome Cherise, Anastasia, Francois, and Cherise Ali. We had to welcome them in the village. I don't know how we just go in this village. You know what I mean? That's how we just do. But
Anselm, that lady may pronounce her name Deja.
She what?
She may be pronouncing that first name. She may be pronouncing that first name Deja. I don't know. I was just thinking on it.
Oh, so Diana Gate 100% wrong.
No, she didn't have a Y. I didn't see any Y.
Okay.
They don't necessarily need a Y for Deja.
I see DAI, so it's Daisha for me. Well, if I pronounce it wrong, correct me. Give me the phonics.
So here it is, right? Vonnie Roberts says, Wall Street, why are you getting Rowley Jr. and Bartaria so upset? Anyhow, Bartaria questioning if you have wife. They check and they never posted your wife photos. They're wondering why. Let them keep on wondering why. Let them keep on wondering why. One thing I could say this, without any fear, that my wife is a Miss Universe. I'd rather post my wife picture on social media. And as a matter of fact, I don't do that. I don't post my wife. I don't post my kids. I don't post them on social media. You understand? That is not my thing. You know? Oh, Bonnie Robert say good evening to my dearest friends. Oh, look, you know, since we start talking about emoji day, boy, I noticed, but wait, Vonnie shout out emojis like crazy, boy. But Albert, I ain't seen her shout no emojis tonight, you know. Like that was a one-time thing, there, boy.
I have to take a call.
Yeah. Yeah, but we missing Lana, ain't you? Kapiza, welcome. Welcome. We try to call Anderson already. Anderson pick up, we call. You know what? Let me try Anderson again. Let me try Anderson, as I always say that. Anderson picking up with call, boy. Anderson like he drop we, boy. Anderson drop we. Let me somebody send me a message. I go ask. Somebody send me a message to ask somebody else. I'm gonna call Anderson. Or are we calling Anderson? Because let's see, we calling Anderson and he picking up his phone, eh? Anderson like he getting like them politicians now, boy. Yeah, Tommy, go ahead.
Yeah, did you look at Gigi on the morning show, on the breakfast show, or whatever that was this morning?
No, what is it? What is it?
Well, they were asking him about the body cams for the officers, for the police service. And he basically rubbished what Jacob said, which I agree with fully. That you need infrastructure in order to use the cams.
Okay. But Tommy, I ain't get that though. I don't get that. Let me see something. All right, so let me play this because I ain't get that one. Let me play this. I ain't get that one. Okay, hold on, eh? Let me play this one. So if you don't have the infrastructure, right, that's what he's saying, right? All right. So
just total rubbish. The body cams, most body cams stand alone. They record and then you later on you can review the footage.
Right. So
you don't need
no, go ahead.
You don't need a command center to be monitoring the body cams 24 hours as long as they're in operation. That's total rubbish. That's too much resources and too costly. So you let
All right.
they put the body cams on while they are working. And if you have to review the footage, you bring the cam in and review the footage.
Now, this happened today or yesterday.
I took the responsibility to bring an additional 20 body cams, as you see on my left, to be handed over to the senior superintendent. And I want to give him the assurance that by the end of this month, there will be 80 additional body cameras handed over.
Acting Police Commissioner McDonald Jacob said response time in treating with crime would increase. In recent weeks, 4 new vehicles, 4 motorcycles have been received in Tobago, coupled with newly trained cyclists. Acting Police Commissioner McDonald Jacob spoke to the adoption of the mobile patrols and grind system in Tobago.
Within the last few months, the TTPS will activate all the various patrol mechanisms, even in Tobago. The active directed patrols will be implemented in Tobago this month.
Meantime, the American Chamber of Commerce President Situni Sergio Ramnarine said the delivery of 12 electric bicycles is both necessary and strategic.
Necessary because crime is a problem that affects everyone, both directly and indirectly. Our quality of life is hampered, our businesses suffer, and ultimately our nation pays the price when we aren't able to attract tourists and investors to our shores. It is also strategic for us because partnering on this venture helps us to fulfill our mandates of promoting technology and a greater attention to the conservation of our environment across all sectors.
We also work with the Tobago Emergency Management Authority to provide equipment that bolsters Tobago's disaster preparedness. In addition, we cooperate with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, or TTPS, in Tobago to build their capacity to investigate white-collar crime.
Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines said the bicycles would assist in the fight against crime when it really matters.
Many of the threats we face here have their genesis outside of Trinidad and Tobago, but the world has to grapple with them all. The proliferation of firearms. As a subset of that, the proliferation of illegal firearms. Drugs.
For us in Tobago, one of the threats we recognized in about 2019 was that from criminal activities, especially targeting our visitors. In 2019 alone, we had 76 criminal activities against tourists in 2019. And that inspired the development of the tourism-oriented police.
Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
No, Tommy, I don't know. Yeah. I didn't listen to what Gigi was saying, but was Gigi rubbishing the body cams?
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing?
Yeah, good
evening, Barry. He was rubbishing what McDonald Jacob said, which is that he needs but his cams are not operational because he needs an infrastructure to monitor them or some foolishness like that. To put an infrastructure to monitor body cams, they don't do that in no part of the world right now. They don't monitor body cams. Body cams, you bring them, if you need to review the footage, you review the footage after the fact. And that's to make sure that on both ends, the police are doing their job. And if they're accused of not doing their job, it can be reviewed to make sure that they did the right thing, you know. It's to defend them and also to protect.
Well, you know, Gary said that Jacob lied. He didn't buy the cams. He did. Okay. Secondly, you just have to take the body cam and upload it on a laptop in the station, and you're good to go. All right. So what Jacob talking there was rubbish. I sent you guys a link so you can play back on YouTube at your convenience. You know. So again, Gary's saying everything that he put in place, they disrupted it. All right, they dismantled everything that he put in place, all the technology he put in place so far.
I agree with him.
He said it was the first country. Even NYP was impressed that we were getting live footage from the vehicles. That's what he had set up at the time then. Okay,
because
so again,
because most people who have dash cams, the dash cams are they stand alone. You can actually review the footage afterwards. You don't have to have real time monitoring of it. That it's costly to do that.
But Gary did it. He did it so that the command center could pick it up. But they dismantled everything.
I wonder why.
Well, that shows you.
The excuse was that they need legislation in order to make the police wear the body cams, which is total rubbish.
No, Gary said that the commissioner can mandate that in a standard operating procedure. He has the authority to do that.
Yeah, it is true. But what the police said is that they need they were told they need legislature to mandate the use of the body cams.
Who tell them that? Fitzgerald Hines or Stuart Young? Which one of them tell them that?
No, one of the police personnel.
Yeah. I'm just saying where they get that information from. You know.
I don't know, but it's rubbish.
They need to stop playing games with me, man. And the people of Trinidad and Tobago needs to be a little more aware of what's going on, and they need to become a little more vocal. I am calling on the listening audience to be a little more vocal to defend yourself and what's going on in the country.
So they dismantle the what is that? They dismantle the infrastructure for the cameras.
And the dash cam in the, because I remember when Gary set it up, I remember they were testing. I saw that on social media and everything, that they was giving you real-time footage where he can monitor the vehicles where they are. They had GPS tracking, so if an officer decided to go lying when he's supposed to be on patrol, they could check on that. You know, everything was real-time video footage.
So that means somebody doesn't want these things implemented because they want to play the ass.
But they want to continue the same game. That's what's going on in CDPS for years.
And that is, they want to go ahead with their agenda to kill the little black youths. That's when they don't have no footage.
But guys, let me ask you a question. I have a question. Why didn't Gary Griffith implement the body cameras?
Didn't think say they need legislation. I don't know.
He did say he distributed some. They disrupted everything on him.
Gary, nobody that I know of. I have never seen a police officer.
They saw a team got that. They saw a team. The first time when they brought it in, I think you had to call
Gary
back.
Let me answer that question.
Yeah.
Gary Griffith said he ordered them, and they didn't arrive until he.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, so Gary changed your mind, right? You see, Gary said, you see.
No, but he did say. I remember he was giving it to the special operation team because of the nature of their job. That's what he was good. That was the plan. I don't remember exactly. I know I did say. I think he did say that they gave some, but I don't remember exactly.
I have never seen.
He said that he ordered them, and they came after he left. So Jacob collected them. That's why Jacob is taking credit for getting them.
Right. Okay. But I didn't know they ordered it at the time.
He ordered it while he was there, but he didn't receive them until.
But he also explained the procurement procedure he had to do. The loopholes he had to go through just to get the thing, and how Imbo didn't give him no money. Imbo cut him.
Oh yeah.
And how he had to juggle.
Something about the budget cut. I remember that. If you go,
yeah. You guys have to go back and look at that to get a careful understanding.
I remember that. Something they cut.
And they were making a big deal as to whether he followed proper procurement procedures to buy the body cams.
I remember something into that effect. He said something to that effect.
So let me do this. We got about 3 minutes before the break.
So
Let me
you see what?
read
Input was suffering him for the finances.
Let me read the Express story, right? It says body camera blows, right? Gary Knox COP body cam claims, right? The statement by Acting Police Commissioner McDonald Jacob that there is currently a lack of technological infrastructure within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to facilitate the overall use of body camera by police officers is nothing short of nonsensical.
True.
So said former Commissioner Gary Griffith yesterday, who added, all that is needed is the ability of officers to turn the camera on and off, strap the device to their bodies, and for police station to have internet connection in order to download any footage that may be required. Griffith also lashed out at claims by Jacob on Saturday that he, Jacob, was the one who purchased the 1,120 body cams earlier this year, saying last year under his Griffith tenures as commissioner that body cams were purchased and Jacob simply received the shipment. The former commissioner was responding to a lead story published in yesterday's Sunday Express, in which Jacob said while he was in support of all officers being outfitted with devices, there was still need to facilitate the proper training of officers and the implementation of necessary facilities to support its use. Apart from a written statement yesterday, Griffith also told the Express during a phone interview that he believed the body cameras were not being put to full use because of fear by certain senior officers before and after me to embrace technology. All he, Jacob, did was to take the receipt of it, and he was supposed to do the next day is issue it.
That's it.
So wait. Take the receipt of it and next day issue it? That would
That's
make
right.
sense?
Yes,
Tommy,
it makes full sense. Listen to this.
Tommy.
Wait.
Tommy. If
Go
I
ahead.
give you a camera, don't I at least have to take time in order to learn how to use it properly?
There's
So I
nothing.
would just take
Clip it on and
receipt.
turn it on. That's all it is. There's no high science to it. Clip it on and turn it
They
on.
said that you stick it in anything and use the internet and it will work.
Tommy, I doubt, Tommy, that you can just take a camera out of the box, put it on a Pinterest and turn it on, and that is it. I doubt that.
You're 10 years old.
No, that ain't making sense. That not making sense.
I could buy you a body cam, and you know what I could do? I could buy a body cam right now, and you could use it right away.
Tommy, so you're telling me, Tommy, that you don't need no training with that body cam. You just, let me go to Amazon, we buy a body camera now, I put it on, you just take it out of the box, you put it on your body, and you turn it on, and that is it.
I had a cheap one, and I sent it back because I wanted it wasn't working too well. But I plan to buy another one for myself, and I'm going to buy it and test it out and show you guys.
I have one here on my house. A monitoring was going on in front of my place, and what I had to do was scan a QR code. Go ahead, top of the hour first, Anton. Top of the hour.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Call Gigi when we come back.
When we come back, we're gonna. Now that fella ain't taking my calls.
It's that easy. It's no rocket science.
It's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick station identification. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after the short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Village to the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Let's take a listen to this song. Take a listen to this.
I just want to warn me children In this world, there are no friends. If you have, thank God if you have. Cause your friends, them don't care if you starve. My friends who I had to get big position, they just forget this California. Since after election, they start moving so strange. I keep calling them all day numbers change. Tell me how I call it. Hello, Fitzgerald. He not answering and he won't call. Hello, Rowley. You forget why these friends of mine not answering? I feel like they're scrunching. Oh, I want to beg them something. I keep calling them and they're making a big fuss. But I simply wanted to wish them
All right.
Kamla fixed all she people and them. Raised me and all she plant like substance friend. 3 years all you out there waiting France all you do. You have a right to fix your people. If you don't tell me, go tell all you it's suffering. Time going, try and run something. Don't kill the messenger. Don't vex with me at all. They could still use this song as a wake-up call. Tell me how I call it. Hello, Dylan. Boy, where you do phone number? Hello, Nicole. Your silence makes my blood run cold. Why these friends of mine not answering? I feel like they're stranded. Oh, I want to beg them something. I keep calling them and they're making a big fuss. But I still want to wish them a belated Merry Christmas. I call them on work, I call home, call them on all their cell phone. How come soon as election done, they change all the numbers around? It's I who refuse money, all them money. Show them straight as star I must be call them singing for them so sweetly. Now they actually want to treat me. What's that deal, friend? Tell me again how I call it. Hello, Paula. She and all refuse to answer. Hello, Champa. I hear she busy on social media. Why these friends of mine not answering? I feel like they're stranded. Oh, I want to beg them to something. I keep calling them and they're making a big fuss. But but I simply wanted to wish them Merry Christmas. Just relax, let me tell all your play. Me a looking for no force you again. As a great Tyson, I don't have to cross the line. I'll be so disrespectful like massive signs. But I still have to tell all you're supposed to show and have a little care and remember the people who help you put all your up there. Make sure your people on the ground eat the food. It's so easy and right to show them a little gratitude. And me I hear how I call it. Hello, Franklin. You smiling and not answering. Hello, Ron. Answer the damn phone number. Why these friends of mine not answering? I feel like they're struggling. I'm to beg them for something. Keep going and it's making a big fuss. But I simply wanted to wish them.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. So let's quickly get back to, I want to go to the first article that caused Gary Griffith to respond to acting ACOP McDonald Jacob. So this is an article on the 10th of July, and the Daily Express says bodiless cameras. Top cop TTPS locks infrastructure to outfit police officers. Earlier this year, 1,120 body cameras were purchased for police officers by Acting Commissioner McDonald Jacob. Now, this is not in quotes. This is the Express writing this article, right? However, in an interview with the Sunday Express yesterday, he said the cameras were not distributed because of lack of technological infrastructure. He also said that police officers do not consistently wear body cameras, and in some units of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Office, none are outfitted. But this will soon change, according to Jacob, who said yesterday there's a perception by some members of the public that police officers do not want to subject themselves to the wearing of body cameras. This is not the case, he said, adding that the fact remains that the TTPS is currently without the necessary technological facilities to outfit all officers with such device. At the same time, however, he said, the shortcoming is something actively being ironed out, and it can be expected that by the end of next month, at least 1,120 more police officers will be outfitted with body cameras. At least that is the target, he said. What I will start to do, and this is a quote now, what I will start to do is put a red tape or a green tape on the body cams for everybody to see it. What is the problem is that a lot of police officers are wearing the body cameras, but you may not see it, and it's the same color as the outfit. Did we hear that?
That's okay. We just want the footage when something happened. And as far as I know,
Gary, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. What I will start to do is put a red tape or green tape on the body cams for everybody to see it. What is the problem is that a lot of police officers are wearing the body cameras, but you may not see it as it's the same color as the outfit. So the man is saying that some police officers do have body cameras, right? Let me just go on. Have you noticed that all officers in the traffic and highway patrol wear body cams? Have we noticed that? Right? This is the question, and this is in quotes now. Have you noticed that all motorcycle officers consistently wear body cams? Yeah. Right? As far as we are concerned, or as far as when we are hearing that no police officers wear body cams. Right? Right? Jacob made the comments yesterday during a telephone interview regarding the shooting deaths of 3 people in Port of Spain last week, Saturday, by law enforcement during an alleged exchange of gunfire. 3 young men, Fabian Richard, Isaiah Roberts, and Leonardo Brandon Williams, were all killed. 3 other people, including a 15-year-old boy, were in the car at the time, but did not suffer any fatal injuries. So they have something here.
What exchange of gunfire? The only gunfire was coming from the police. So what exchange of gunfire? The only gunfire was coming from the police in this incident here. So they need to clarify that. Okay?
Okay. 3 young men, Fabian.
And one I didn't know Gary.
It says during
his plans was to give.
Gary, it says during an alleged exchange of gunfire.
Alleged. There is no alleged exchange of gunfire because there's no evidence to sustain.
You're breaking up.
That. There's no where. So many days has passed. Where is the evidence of the alleged gunfire?
No
exchange.
Gary,
the only one exchange of gunfire from the police.
Gary, most people will say that these guys were murdered. I don't think anybody is coming on the side of the police officers in this situation.
The evidence is staring in the face.
But let me finish because we have our first guest already sitting waiting for us. On Friday evening, Attorney Umlala, who is representing the 15-year-old, wrote to Jacob, calling on the TTPS to preserve all evidence obtained and to hand it over when necessary, as it may form part of a civil proceeding against the state. Jacob also briefly addressed the letter. While he said he has not seen the correspondent up to yesterday evening, it will be irresponsible of him to speak out on the issue as it was under active investigation. However, he said Lala can rest assured that all the evidence will be preserved. This is, quote, the evidence will be preserved because that's what is normally done. We cannot hand over any evidence just yet because we do not want people to say who may be culpable, that the issue plays out in the public as it may jeopardize the investigation, said Jacob.
Aslam, what Jacob, what he drinking green tea or something? Because those youth were shot in the back.
Well,
it make sense now.
But Diana, you know something, right?
Oh God!
He rushed to judgment in the Diego Martin issue, and he was absolutely wrong. Right? I don't think that.
But
I don't think that he needs to rush to judgment, even though we know from what we saw what happened. But I don't think he needs to rush to judgment again and make a faux pas like how he did.
Need to rush and retire. That's what he need to do.
Well, anyway, let me just finish reading this quickly, and we can bring in our first guest. There's a need for recharging stands. Regarding the body camera issue, Jacob said it should be noted that earlier this year, the TTPS under his watch purchased 1,120 cameras. But the problem with distributing the cameras was the lack of technological infrastructure. Now, if Gary Griffith put in the order, and when the cameras came in, and he said under his watch, I mean, to me, it's semantics. It's really semantics, right? And I don't think that's a big issue. Whether you put it in, and when this new guy come, he was the one that take delivery. I mean, it's semantics. I mean, that's petty as far as I'm concerned. There needs to be, when the officers come back with it, they need to have a place to store it, to be recharged and so on. So there's the need for recharging stands, but we are putting this front infrastructure in place. Right now, there's the training of officers to operate the body cams, and I have set a deadline for the end of August when that 1,120 body cams will be distributed, he said. However, the acting commissioner said body cameras were not all the TTPS will be relying upon. when it came to determining exactly what takes place at the scene of incident involving police officers. Dash cams will also be installed on more police vehicles, and these cameras give a wider view and more accurate video recordings, he said. Another major step the TTPS has since taken is to meet and discuss obtaining camera footage from crimes with major private sector establishments throughout the country, and these discussions have been fruitful. Right now, we are just dealing with some logistic matters. So a lot of the private sector businesses like Prestige Solar and so on will be able to get a hookup with them to cover in front of their buildings and their car parks and so on. And it will be sent straight to our operational centers. Will also be pushing to put some dash cams on our vehicles. Right now, we have only 45 vehicles with dash cams. Before, there were 80, but that was since 2019. Right now, some of the vehicles with the dash cams are down because some of them got an accident, said Jacob. Nonetheless, he agreed that body cameras were an important tool in not just recording and identifying what takes place between members of the TTPS and the public, but it will also greatly assist in prosecution of individuals if crimes were committed during these incidents. And that also includes the prosecution of police officers. I want to put on record that the police officers fully support the use of body cams. If police make allegations against police officers, they can be exonerated. When things happen, the population will know the truth of what happens, and to remove all the naysayers who want to show part of the footage, we'll have everything. Quote, if police officers are culpable in breaking the law, we can use it to prosecute them and to get rid of those who intended to violate the law and were in police code, said Jacobs. I don't see the hoopla over this article, and I'm going to read the next one by Gary Griffith when we finish with our guest. I really don't see, I have to be honest with you. I don't see the hoopla in that article where the guy is saying. I really don't see it.
You know what, Anselm, in my humble opinion, a lot of what he's saying from time to time is untruthful. For the mere reason that you have a dash cam in a car and the car is down. It's very simple and no rocket science to take a dash cam out of one car and put into another car. You tell me a car is down, the dash cam is down too. It's not that complicated to reinstall it into another car. And that's what I have to say about that. Number one. Number two, when you buy a body cam, it is no rocket science to figure out how to make it operational.
Okay. It appears to me that the only reason why this has become such a big issue is because what happened a week ago. Okay.
Yeah, and what continues to happen, and they not have evidence. When they have tools that will provide direct evidence as to what transpired, they're playing smart with foolishness. That's all that's going on here.
Well, look at it this way, right? We just play the blame game then, because who was the cameras delivered on? Anyway, let's hold that thought right and let's go to our first guest here in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Hello, brother Umar Abdullah. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing?
Okay. I'm okay. Given the circumstances, I want to say pleasant greetings to all your guests, all your viewers online, and to the panel. Pleasant good night to each and every one of you. Thanks for having me.
Well, as you know, we have with us Diana. Diana is considered to be the storm arm, and Selma Wall Street. We have Gary. Gary is considered to be the phantom, and we have the fourth person, Tommy. Tommy is just a commissioner here in Newark, New Jersey. So, Brother Abdullah, how are you doing? I noticed that you have on an armband. Is there any particular reason for that?
Yes, so I was involved in an unfortunate incident at the school where we were involved in the campaign. And, I sustained some injuries. I sustained a broken arm. Doctors told me I have to undergo an operation in order to get back to full use of my hand. So that's the situation as it is right now.
So what caused those injuries? What was the initial activities that happened that caused you to be injured?
Well, it was a series of events that actually led up to this situation, and it all started with complaints that was coming from parents, students attending the primary schools and the secondary schools as well, where we would have received a number of complaints from parents regarding the treatment of their children, um, as it were, as in relation to the wearing of the mask mandate, and the call for children to be injected with these injections. So we attempted to answer the call of these parents and address the administrative of the different schools. Um, as you would have, been aware of, we have been in front of many schools before, the Muslim schools, the Presbyterian schools, government schools, and the Hindu schools most recently. So we have been, on the ground trying to help in the situation, intervene, non-violent, non-confrontational intervention, and we would have also gone ahead and published a declaration that we addressed to the government, the Ministry of Health, Trinidad and Tobago, indicating to them the errors that they would have made with regards to the rollout of these mandates and some recommendations which we would have made for them to address immediately. We formulated a petition with regards to this declaration. This declaration carried the support of a number of doctors, civil society, religious leaders, union leaders, activists, and so on the ground. And we have both an online petition and physical petition. So we were, in answering the call of the parents, we were also parallel to that, getting these petitions signed, getting the support of the parents to call for government to halt the injections for the 5 to 11-year-old children. And we would have had many interaction with this one particular school, the Freeport Hindu School, and we would have gone there initially, answering some disturbing calls by parents regarding their children being bullied by other students in the schools and also being bullied by teachers. And the inapt way the principal or the administration would have dealt with those reports. And, having done that, we would have met with a lot of arrogance from the administration. We attempted to also connect with the PTA and also the school supervisor, to which we are yet to get any positive response. We have checked all the boxes as it relates to dialogue and attempt to communicate with the administration of this particular school. We would have even written a letter to the head of the Massaba board asking for a prompt meeting with him. We are yet to get a response as to when that meeting will take place. However, we have learned from our sources that the head of the Massaba board would have visited the school in response to some of the reports and the our posting online and so on. So on this particular day, the principal would have, called the police, which was a week prior to the event that took place that led to these injuries. And the police would have attended the school and informed the principal that she needs to have civil dialogue with the parents, and which of course she refused to do and continuously refused to do. And you know, she probably perhaps didn't get the response from the police that she intended to get. And so on this particular day, she called the services of some Muslim men to come by the school and to, you know, to deal with me in the manner in which I was dealt with and to deliver these blows that I've received and these injuries that I've received. And I guess this is the outcome that she really wanted. You know, and she had that option to call the police again if she felt that her school or the children or the parents were in danger on that particular day. Of course, there was no danger present. We were just doing a video outside the school, not outside the school, but the car park adjacent to the school. We were not interfering with anyone. We were not having conversations with the parents. We were not interacting with anyone. We were just doing a video highlighting the issues as it were, and bringing everyone up to speed as to the latest development as it relates to that particular school and the steps the principal would have taken to call in these persons to try to deal with us physically and not do the honorable thing and call on the police, because you are the head of an institution, and if there is some danger that presents itself at that institution, your first call would be to the police and not to some private institution or some private person who would come and handle your issues for you. This should not be happening in Trinidad and Tobago, and we are presently getting the full support of these persons who would have, dealt me these blows, and they have given us their full support now that they know the facts, and we are, doing all, making all efforts to bring the principal of this particular school to account for our actions and to pay for what it is she have done.
So, Brother Abdullah, you went to the school, and while being at the school, you guys were doing something in a parking lot or so on, and the principal, was the one that invited other individuals, and those individuals attacked and assaulted you?
Yes.
Okay, was it one individual, two individuals, three individuals, a series of them?
Yeah, it was a group of individuals. They all, simultaneously started to attack me. I didn't expect that, honestly. I still do believe very strongly, we still live in a democracy here in Trinidad and Tobago, and people ought to be responding intelligently to issues that pose themselves, from time to time. And if anything should have happened on that day, should have been an intelligent response, not the response that we were given.
So was there a police report or anything like that that came out of that assault?
Yes. The police are presently involved in this investigation, and they are looking towards putting their evidence together. We have made it quite clear that we want to have the principal of this particular school be accountable for her actions. If she did not do what she did, I would not be sitting here nursing these injuries. She could have employed anybody to come there that day and to do what they did and to deliver these injuries to me. So it does not matter who the persons are at this point in time who were actually involved in that incident. But the fact remains is you were the one who did that. You called these persons. You could have called any number of muscle men or criminal gangs or whatever, however you want to call them, to come by that school that day. They would have acted on your instructions, and they would have done what you wanted them to do. And this is what it is we're talking about. And what we are saying is that we need to set an example. We need to set a precedent here in this country that no principal or no leader of any institution as this should involve themselves in such matters and take matters in their hands like this. We were never violent at no point in time. We were never confrontational. And up until now, she have received messages from a number of other parents and I guess teachers as well, indicating to her that Mr. Abdullah has no intention to respond violently. He has no intention to respond in a negative way. He's still open for discussion. He's still open for dialogue. All right. This is something that, all activists like myself or, freedom fighters like myself would find themselves in from time to time. It's part of the package. I accept this. I am willing to forgive. I'm willing to move on. But we cannot continue to allow people to believe that they can take matters in their own hands like this and not, call on the relative authorities to deal with these matters as they arise. Because if she would have called the police would have come by, the police would have interviewed us, the police would have had conversation with us. I would have not been sitting in a chair tonight nursing these injuries.
So, Brother Abdullah, what evidence do you have, right, just to make sure, because we were just having a discussion of that it is the principal was the one that instigated this whole thing. What information has come to you that makes you sure that it was the principal that instigated this whole situation?
Well, obviously, I would not be making those statements if I'm not sure that we have evidence at hand. We do have evidence at hand that she would have done this, and I don't want to talk about it much. I don't want to pry too much in it or delve too much in it. But we do have evidence. It's quite clear what has happened. We have, like I said, we have the full cooperation of the persons who would have perpetrated the act, and we are moving forward in that direction.
Now, does that deter you from doing whatever you want to do at that school? Does it deter you?
Of course not. We had intended to go back there the following day, as a matter of fact, but because of the runaround that I had between the health institution and the police station, we ran into the night and we were unable to go back. We actually wanted to catch the school before the closure of the school for the holidays and so on, and we weren't able to do that. But definitely we are going to go back there. We are going to continue to address the issues as it is until this particular principal, or this administrator, decides to do the right thing and hear the concerns of these parents and address the issues as you have been employed and is expected to. According to our constitution, section 27A of the teaching regulations, the first responsibility a principal has is to seek the safety of all children in that particular school. That's the first responsibility you have. So when you have students bullying other students, pulling pencils and wanting to dig the eyes out of other children, and having brought the parents in the office and you would ask a question, did the child bleed or was there any blood? As if to say, if there were no blood, it's okay for another child to pull a pencil at another student. It is ridiculous in this day of age to even think that. All right, and what we are saying is that there are also reports of teachers bullying, grabbing children, pushing and shoving children, and treating them in a very disheartened manner. And teachers threatening children to follow them to the toilets to ensure that they don't take off their mask, taunting the children to continue keeping the mask on their faces while the teachers themselves are taking their mask off and walking the school without their mask and so on. And this certainly does not augur well for the psychology of these children, having to look on and see what is happening to them, and what exactly is happening to them in these institutions. Frankly speaking, these institutions are no longer being recognized as educational institutes in this country. They're more recognized as concentration camps where these children are being, constantly tortured and, taunted and, disrespected to that level. And terrorized. Parents are being terrorized as a result of it, and they're afraid to come forward and speak because they're afraid their children are going to be the subject of, attacks the next day from the principal and teachers and so on. So these issues are very, very serious, and we are taking it very seriously. And it's not just this school, but there's a number of other schools that we would have visited. Every single school that we visited, know for sure that we would have gotten complaints from parents in that school, and that's why we would have gone there.
Hi, Brother Abdullah. This is Miss Benskin. How are you? How are you doing, sir?
Well, like I said, I'm doing okay,
All right.
judging circumstances, but
So
I am
I'm sitting.
continuing.
All right. I'm sorry. I have to reiterate that question. It's just a matter of addressing you. I'm sitting here, and I just wanted you to repeat for me. The principal is involved in bullying the students. And is this
Yes,
this is an elementary school, or is this a secondary
a
school, or
primary
what?
primary school. It's a primary school where children ages 5 to 11 attends.
Oh my God.
So, so, but Abdullah, was this an intimidating tactics to intimidate you to not come by that school? In the future, is that what you think this was all about?
Well, I guess that was perhaps the intention, but people would have reached out to the principal, parents, and I guess teachers as well, and indicated to this teacher that Mr. Abdullah is not one to be detained. All right. I don't know where she got the idea that she can use this type of tactic and expect that I'm not going to return and expect that I'm not going to continue to raise the issue as it relates to this particular school. Now, she has the notion that I would have targeted this particular school and I'm targeting the Hindu schools. But that is not true. The very first school that I would have gone by was a Muslim school in Trinidad and Tobago, and everyone knows that. And I would have taken them to task for what it is they would have done, the TML school. And in 2 days, I think just in a short time after that, they reversed their position because of our intervention. All right. The second school that I would have gone to and attended to with regards to reports coming from parents was the Presbyterian school. And we would have gone to those schools, a number of the Presbyterian schools, and we would have highlighted some of the issues that has been plaguing those schools and so on. For instance, one of the issue plaguing the Presbyterian schools right now, there are a number of schools that needs to be built, and they're actually sharing schools right now between students and having half day shifts and so on and that sort of thing. And this is all because the government insists that they are the ones or to be building the schools and not the Presbyterian board or not the denominational boards or that sort of thing. So they have signed a memorandum of understanding in 2020 indicating that they're the ones who will be responsible for building the schools, even though the Presbyterian board would have indicated, we could raise the funds, we can acquire the land, we can start the building of the school. All you have to do is to assist, that sort of thing. The government would have none of that. They insist that they build the schools. I don't know why it is. And from 2020 to now, not a single post has been, not a single hole has been dug for the construction of any school. So why would they want to put a memorandum of understanding like that in place and not make an attempt to build a single school in Trinidad and Tobago? And then we would have gone to government school as well. We've gone to the Montrose Government School, where there were reports of the principal and teachers, bullying students there, threatening students to accompany them in the toilets to ensure that their masks don't come off their faces and what have you and so on. We've had reports where the principal of that school have been seen walking around without a mask, but insist that the children wear masks on their face 24 constantly. And there is, according to our research and studies, over 150 papers and scientific studies that was written about harmful effects of wearing the mask. And there has been instances where reports have come out where plastic particles have been found in the lungs of children wearing these masks. Industrialists would have come out plainly and said they don't even allow workers in the industry to wear these masks because it's harmful to their safety and all sorts of things. So why do we insist people keep wearing the mask when it is harmful for them? Can't seem to understand why. But we have a Minister of Health in Trinidad and Tobago who seems to believe that it can be optional in FETs, in FETs that carries name like stink and dirty and jam naked, whether you jamming on one another and so on, and it's optional for you to wear the mask there, but you have to wear the mask if you're going to school and you're socially distanced apart, and it's a regulated environment, and the children do not there's no risk to the children as regards to this COVID situation. When children do get sick or they do get symptoms, they recover in just about 3 days. There's no risk to them at all. Why it is are you insisting on these things? I can't seem to understand the logic behind his statements and how he's running the affairs of the healthcare system here in this country. It's ridiculous to even think some of the statements that come out of this man's mouth.
So, Brother Abdullah, you didn't target any schools. The parents or teachers may bring a complaint to you about bullying happening at these schools, and you will try to intervene in order to help make the situation better. And in this school year, this was a school in Freeport. What was the name of the school?
Freeport Hindu School.
Oh, okay. The Freeport Hindu School. Some parents came to you and told you about. Is it parents and teachers or just parents?
Parents, and some of the teachers would have communicated with these parents, indicating similar complaints. And as a matter of fact, the parents that would have come forward, we managed to get some of them on camera, and they would have said for themselves what are the issues that they have been experiencing. So there's documented proof that these parents would have come to us.
So there were bullying activities, and you tried to intervene in order to have discussions with the principal in order to see how you could rectify the situation and not for the bullying activities not to continue.
Yes. And we would have also gone at length to prepare a package. All right. Now I want everybody to understand what is happening here. When I said we have checked all the boxes, we have checked all the boxes. We have gone at length. All right. We have not been sleeping on this issue. We have prepared a package of documents that we have been distributing to the principals, teachers, and educators of this country to remind them, first and foremost, of their duty as educators. So there's one document in there that speaks about the oath of a teacher, all right, and what is the responsibility of a teacher. And we're constantly reminding the teachers and principals of this particular act in our Constitution, Section 27A, that requires the principal to seek to ensure the safety of their children, which is the first responsibility that a principal has. The responsibility of securing the safety of every child in school. So if a child is wearing a mask, and you know by that child constantly wearing that mask, it's going to endanger that child physically, you have a right to, according to our Constitution, to raise that issue with the Ministry of Education and to raise that issue with the Ministry of Health. All right. Our Constitution overrides and supersedes every other regulations in this country. All right. The regulations doesn't supersede our Constitution. Our Constitution stays as it is. We have to ensure that we do not override our constitutions and take away the rights of our citizens and what have you and so on. Okay. So that's the first issue. We're reminding them constantly within these documents. There's another document that I've written, a letter to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, which obviously speaks about the intention of the World Health Organization and this pandemic treaty that they are trying to encourage over 195 countries to sign, and the failure of that event that took place recently, where 58 countries rejected the proposal. All right. So we wrote a letter with regards to that, informing people and reminding them, how harmful this could be for a country if it is we were to allow our government to sign this pandemic treaty. There's also a letter there specifically for the principals, advising the principal on charting, a fair and proper way forward as regards to their responsibility as educators and their responsibilities to the children and parents as well. We also have a document in there talking about the mask and the mask mandate and the harmful effects of wearing the mask. And we have inserted in there all the references that they can go and check for themselves. We also put in there the evidence where the PCR test is a failed test being used to test for this COVID-19. and all the evidence that there is, and the fact that the CDC in the United States of America would have discontinued the use of the PCR test because it has a 95% fail accuracy. So we have that in there. So it's a comprehensive package where we are informing, and we also have the declaration that we put together with the support
Make
of the
a
doctors.
disclaimer thing, answer.
So we have
Brother Mohammed, one moment, please. He has to
Yeah,
make a disclaimer.
Brother Abdullah, I don't know if we want to go down that.
Abdullah, I'm sorry.
Brother Abdullah, yeah, I don't know if we want to go down that line because
They will sanction us.
YouTube, we will sanction us if they believe, the information is somewhat misleading. And
so you have to make a disclaimer.
We don't want to go down that line, but hold 1 minute, all right?
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
Abdullah, I think we want to kind of stay away from that type of information if you can, because that information could get us censored, with YouTube and Facebook, and that, they could decide to do whatever they please, even though with that information. So we kind of want to stick to the situation that happened with you at the school, and address, that situation there, because I think that situation is very important. I think, people should be allowed their freedom, if they want to protest, in within, whatever the legality of the protest is, and not for them to be assaulted, especially if, as you say.
But it's not even a protest to say it was an effort by the First Wave movement to educate and to inform. And that is what we have been doing. That's why we have put together this package, and we are delivering it to the principals. We're saying, okay, if it is, you feel that, you don't know what we're saying, here's the evidence. This is what it is we're providing. You have not provided anything to us to indicate to us that what you're doing is correct. Okay? We are making certain claims, and we're making certain allegations, and we're providing you with our evidence and with our arguments. Come with yours, and we're giving you that opportunity to do that. We have indicated to them that we wanted a face-to-face meeting. They refused that. Okay, they said because they want us to wear the mask. I said no, we are not going to compromise our position on wearing that mask. All right, if it is you all want us to come to the meeting, you have to accept us as as is. We said okay, if you don't want us physically, we're willing to have a Zoom meeting. All right. Oh, they don't want a Zoom meeting because we could record the meeting. I said, but how? You must know if we're recording the meeting in a Zoom meeting. You'll be informed that we're recording it. All right. And if you don't want us recorded, we would not record it. But why would you not want it recorded? What is there to hide? What is there to hide? All right. We need to be transparent in all our discussions and all our exchanges and so on. So they refused that as well. So that's where we are. We contacted the school supervisor. He attempted to intervene many times, without any, positive outcome. We have tried to communicate with the school supervisor, with the PTA, and we have not been able to get anywhere. All right. So it is as though the administration of the school, they're hell bent on, holding on to their position and continuing in the way that they want to continue. But that cannot happen. And we are indicating that in so many ways that we are trying to tell people. And we are trying to invite parents, those parents who still feel that they need to come forward. They need to be speaking about what their children experiencing at school. And children, some of the children would have even indicated to some of their parents, we don't want to say anything to you because we fear that you will go back and engage the principal or the teacher, and the following day the teacher or the principal may want to use that against us and victimize us and that sort of thing. So the students understand that, and that's why many of the students are remaining quiet about what is happening as well, because they don't want to be victimized. And this is a problem, a serious problem that we have existing in the schools. And this is not just with the mask wearing and the injections and so on. It goes beyond that because there are other types of education that they want to creep into the school's curriculum that they know parents would oppose. They know that, all right, and they're doing this in a very subtle way, all right. We would have had a report coming out from one of the schools where questionnaire was an exercise. You know, every day the students would have exercises and so on in English and grammar and what have you and so on. And one of the questions that was asked is, would you, and this was asked of children that was under the age of consent, would you make a decision or make a choice against the consent of your parents or against the will of your parents? That was the question being asked to children under the age of consent in these schools. So what is intended by this question? Are we saying that you're going to collect the data and the answers to this question, and let's say there's 25 students in a class and 15 out of the 25 says yes, that's going to give you a green light to continue with your campaign to get children to decide on things without having the consent of their parents? And remember, we heard the Prime Minister saying that perhaps we may have to do away with the consent of parents as it relates to the injection to children. All right. So we have to understand clearly where we are going and the direction this government and this administration is going with these things. And we have to be very, very careful. We have to be paying attention. And we cannot allow this to continue happening in our education system, because here is where our future lies. The future of our country lies in these education institutes. And if you affect our children, you're going to affect our future. You're going to affect our present as well. Because coming out of some of these initiatives, you're causing dissension in the homes. All right? There's disagreements in the homes. There are divorces that are taking place in Trinidad because of the injection alone. And who wants the injection and who doesn't want the injection? Who wants their child injected and who doesn't want their child injected? And this is creating a lot of problems in the homes. And now you're coming as the Minister of Health saying that you're considering making the unvaccinated wear the mask, and they have to wear the mask around the vaccinated, and you're trying to create a mask apartheid. You understand? That's what you're trying to create now in Trinidad and Tobago, and you're further going to drive a wedge within the family structure and the home structure in this country. It is
so,
ridiculous.
Brother Abdullah, have you experienced any of the same things that you have experienced at this school in Freeport? Have you experienced it at any other schools in Trinidad and Tobago that you have tried to address? Have you had any similar experience?
No.
Why you think you have this experience at this particular school? In your estimation, what do you think is?
Well, I guess there was a statement that the Prime Minister would have made very early when we had addressed the issue of the school, and the statement was to the effect that, why am I targeting the Hindu schools? She looked at me as a Muslim, and she felt that I was particularly targeting the Hindu schools, and why it is I don't go to the Muslim schools, etc., etc. As a matter of fact, when I received a phone call from the individual that was employed to perpetrate the act, that was his first thing that he said to me. Why it is that I don't go by the Muslim schools? But we reminded them that the Muslim schools was the first school that I went to. They were the first, right? So it shows clearly that I'm not selective in this. If it is my own people are guilty of something, I am going to call them out first. I'm going to call them out first. I'm not going to play. I'm going to leave them alone and not say anything and they're my people, that kind of thing. No. Truth is truth. Justice is justice. Fairness is fairness. We have to be just and fair in all matters.
But Brother Abdullah, you're going to schools in Trinidad and Tobago. Hello, the Muslim and the Hindu thing. I went to St. Augustine Girls High and Curab Junior Secondary, and we meet all kind of people. But especially in that St. Augustine Girls High School, I came to appreciate girls who practiced other religions. I was raised in the Catholic, but as I got older and wiser, I went a different road, you know. But what do you mean go to the Muslim school, school in Trinidad and Tobago, and you're not doing right by Trinidad and Tobago school children? So
Yeah.
you have the right to go there.
Yeah, and you know, and by the composition of these schools as well. Even though it's a Muslim school or Hindu school, there are Muslims that goes to the Hindu school. There are Christians that goes to the Hindu schools. There are Hindus that go to to the Muslim schools, and there are Christian that goes to the Muslim schools. All right. So by using that type of analogy and creating that type of atmosphere, it tells something about you. You want to turn this into a religious war. You want to turn this into a race war. You want to turn this into no. I'm not of that. I'm not playing that card. I am not playing that card. All right. And as a matter of fact, I would have been very, very cautious if, in fact, that we didn't have to deal with an issue with a Muslim school in the first instance. I would have been very cautious in going to another school before I went to a Muslim school. I would have wanted to go to a Muslim school first because it shows fairness. I don't want people to get the idea that Umar Abdullah is targeting another religion in Trinidad and Tobago. I love all my people. All right. Some of my best friends and my best associates and colleagues are Hindu of the Hindu faith. All right. And we have a marvelous relationship. All right. Some of my best friends and my colleagues and so on, they have a Christian faith. And we have a
Yep, PNM interfering with the phone line again.
It's raining. When it's raining, it acts up.
PNM interfering with the phone line.
He's back.
Right. I don't know why just people like to go down that path, but it's something that we need to constantly be addressing in Trinidad and Tobago, and constantly remind people that we are human beings, and we all have rights, and we all have privileges. We have the same rights and same privileges. We have the same needs and we have the same wants, and we have to recognize that amongst ourselves. And we have to be our neighbors' keepers, whether our neighbors are Christians, Muslims, whosoever. All right, your neighbor is there, and your neighbor will be the first to respond to you if it is you are in difficulty. Right? You're not going to be waiting on your Christian friend to come, or your Muslim brother to come, or your Hindu brother to come to your aid if something were to happen to you. It's your non-Muslim neighbor across the road or next door to you is going to respond to you first. All right, and you have to live in harmony and in peaceful peacefulness with your fellow countrymen in order to achieve this and for this to continue to happen.
So brother Umar, brother Abdullah, we're gonna go for a short break and stay with us for a few more minutes. And when we come back, I have another question for you that has something to do with a young lady by the name of Nafisa Muhammad, who was fighting for, I think, 72 stranded Trinidad citizens. When we come back, I'm going to ask you that question. It's in the village to the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We have with us in the village tonight no other than Brother Umar Abdullah, the leader of the First Wave movement. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We're back with you. It's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for 7 to 10 p.m. So Brother Abdullah, as far as your injuries, what's next for you with respect to your injuries? Do you have an attorney? Is there going to be a case brought against whoever is involved? What's the next step for you as far as this is concerned?
Well, it's a police matter. It's in the hand of the police, and responsible for conducting the investigations and so on. And so we are allowing that process to take place. There's, like I mentioned before, I have no intentions of retaliating in such a manner and, trying to attack the principle or be unfair and unjust to harm, that sort of thing. We are here and we are concerned about the issues. We're not fighting a personal war with anyone, and we're not going to turn it into a personal war. If you want to turn it into a personal war, that's your business. All right. I know how to manage those things. I know how to manage those affairs. And every time you attack me, I'm going to attack the issues. I'm going to address the issues. I'm going to come after the issues. I'm not going to come after you. All right. And what we're saying is that what you have done, it's wrong, and you need to be accountable for what it is you have done. And we need to hold the administration accountable. And we're doing that because we do not want this to repeat itself in Trinidad and Tobago, continue to repeat itself here in Trinidad and Tobago. And we've seen it happening across the board through all institutions. We've seen it in the police service, we've seen it in businesses and companies, and we intend to put a stop to it. And by all means, like I said, at no point in time you would find the First Wave movement making this into a personal issue or any of these issues personal issues.
No, Brother Abdullah, there was a report by Nafisa Muhammad that there was some, I think, 72 Trinidadians who were stranded in I don't remember where the place is.
It wasn't Nafisa, it was Darius.
No, Nafisa Muhammad did fight the case though.
Oh, okay.
And she put out a report indicating that they ruled against the 72 Trinidadians who were stranded, due to something to do with the war on ISIS. Do you know anything about that?
Those were children, no?
Yeah,
Mostly.
Yes, mostly children.
They said that they would not repatriate them back to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
They're citizens and they're not repatriating them back because they're considering them to be terrorists.
Yeah. But Umar, are you hearing us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. We were just talking about Nafisa Muhammad, an attorney, was fighting, I think, for 72 children members who were, I guess, went to fight a war with respect to ISIS. And I think she lost the case in court. Do you know anything about that?
Of course, I've been one of the persons who have been on the forefront of this issue as well. I've come out on many occasions, sent out many releases, and spoke about the issue and so on. Nafisa would have been one of those who would have taken the matter headstrong to the courts, but the judge in that particular matter would have indicated, because of the politics involved and because it involves international security issues, she felt that she was not in a position to make or to deliver a ruling in the matter. So what she did was referred the matter back to the government of Trinidad and Tobago for they to make that decision, pointing out that it would, of course, interfere with international security issues and diplomacy and all of that. So she said the best, party to deal with that and to make those decisions would be government-to-government arrangement, and that's why she sent it back for deliberation and consideration of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. But of course, we know the position of the government of Trinidad and Tobago long before that. They continue to insist that these persons would pose a threat if they were to be brought back to the country. But other countries have been taking back their nationals. America, Europe, Russia, you name it. And you can cite all the countries where, hotspot countries throughout the world, they would have taken back their citizens. Who is expected to be more of a threat to their national security than our own Trinidadian and Tobagonian citizens, because the level of training and the level of weaponry that is available to these persons in these other countries easily available to these persons in these other countries. American citizens have been brought back to their country. You can walk into a shop in America and buy a gun. All right, even if you're underage, all right, you get away with that. All right, and they would have brought back their own persons, and they're not citing that, and they're not making this claim that those persons would be a threat to their society. They're not saying that they're going to be terrorists if they go back to their countries and their homelands and so on. These are children. These children, some of them were born there. Some of them were taken here, taken from here as children and taken across there against their will, against their wishes. They didn't have a choice in the matter. They didn't have a choice in the matter. And what they're going through now, it's beyond compare to it's unimaginable what is happening to these children and the conditions under which they have to live. Imagine some of these children are growing up without a mother and father's love, without the without the feeling of affection. They don't know what a hug is. They don't know what affection is. How can you treat children like this and take away their fundamental right to life and to education and to to all these things that is warranted as a child. So it is unconscionable that this government would take that position and make such statement. Now we are asking is that you bring back the children. The mothers or the parents that are there, they're saying, take back our children. We would suffer the fate that is for us here if it is you don't want to bring us back, but bring back or send back our children. And that's all we're asking. And Nafisa would have been, quite very vocal on the issue. She would have indicated, quite clearly the Muslims' position or the Islamic, the Islamic position on the issue as it relates to all the Islamic groups and, organizations in the country. And we are looking very closely at government's decision here and what they will eventually do. The United Nations would have communicated that with this government and indicated to them that they need to repatriate their people back to Trinidad and Tobago. They continue to refuse, they continue to reject those calls. The commander of the armed forces in the United States of America would have indicated the same, that if it is to continue along this path, we're going to create a bigger problem for us in the future. And it's not going to be, easily dealt with if it is we continue along this vein. We need to, repatriate these children, and bring them back to Trinidad and Tobago. The Muslim community is well equipped and awaiting if it is that does happen. We are in a position where we can create programs and initiate programs and so on that would help to reintegrate these children back in society. We have families who are willing to take these children in and grow them up as their own if they don't have a mother and father. We have that commitment from the Muslim community already, so we are well prepared to receive these persons back here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we are urging the government to do good by the people, to do what is best, and to understand that if they continue to do this, they are going to be creating a bigger problem than they have already on the
No, but Abdullah, there is a question here in the chat, right? I don't know. So I'm going to ask the question because whenever please put a question in the chat, I just ask the question. It says, sir, please ask Brother Abdullah this question. Why did he send dozens of African men, women, and children to die in Syria and never sent one member of his race? That's the question.
Well, first of all, my first answer or my first statement to that individual, I would like that individual to do a little more research and to justify the claim that he or she is making, because I would have never done that. That is what would have been reported. It was a lot of misleading information and mischievous information that was placed out there in the out there, and people would have nitpicked. And for instance, there was this particular video that has been circulating where they would have actually took a snippet out of a documentary that was done by National Geographic here in Trinidad and Tobago, where I said we would have been circulating information with regards to ISIS supporting their stance and supporting their doctrine at a particular point in time. And yes, we were doing that, but we never encouraged anyone to go. I never encouraged. As a matter of fact, those persons who would have left here and gone, I remember having conversation with them before they left, because I would have already changed my position on the issue, having gathered enough information to inform me that ISIS was not who they said they were. All right. And we often find ourselves in positions like that throughout our lives. We are quick to jump and make certain statements and hold to certain positions, like we would have seen the Commissioner of Police done recently with the killing of the police officer in Diego Martin. And now he's taking a cautious approach and he's changed his position, and he's saying that he does not want to quickly respond to issues because he knew he made a mistake in the past. We all make mistakes like this, all right? And the very person who's asking that question, I'm sure that person would have made mistakes like this in the past, holding on to a position, not knowing the full facts. And after learning the facts, you would change your position. Why is that not possible here in Trinidad and Tobago? Why it's good for some people and not good for others? I would have changed my position and clearly stated that we do not support the ideology of ISIS, what they set out to do, the information that we would have gotten, and we would have done intensive investigation and looked into details and compared it to the revelations in the Quran and the Sunnah, or the way and the practices of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and we would have found many holes in their methods of in this situation and so on. And that is why I would have rejected them after, and I did plead with those brothers who made intentions to go not to go. Let us stay here in Trinidad and Tobago and let us work. Let us prove ourselves as Muslims. Let us continue to work with what we have. Let us first practice our religion here. Let us first exemplify what Islam is here in Trinidad and Tobago. And the best way to exemplify that is by the way we live, the way we cooperate with each other, the way we communicate with each other. And I would always state, if it is you live in a village and people are scared of you, people have issues with you and they're uncomfortable with you, you're not practicing Islam. If you're working in a workplace and your workers, your colleagues are uncomfortable with you, you're not practicing Islam. And this is something that every single Muslim has to take into consideration. Wherever you are, people must be comfortable around you. They must be at peace with you. They must feel safe with you. And if it is they don't, then you're not practicing Islam. You have to and you have to.
And tell me one other thing. As a follow-up to that, Brother Abdullah, right? There was also I'm happy that you are sort of clarifying this information here. There was also some information in the public space that somehow you were paid to recruit young African males to go fight in ISIS in a war. You wanna address that too as well?
Well, that has been an allegation, and I'm yet to prove that to be true. I know persons who would have left and gone there, they were actually paid. Once you get there and you're part of the whole system and the whole apparatus, you are being paid. All right, but people being paid here or before or given inducement to recruit and to send people across there, I have never been able to substantiate that. And there's no evidence of it at all.
Brother Abdullah, Commissioner Nisbet here. Now, we're talking about a bunch of young people who were traumatized greatly by what they may have seen and witnessed. Bringing them back to Trinidad, are we in a position to truly give them the care and rehabilitation they need and counseling they need to make them normal again?
Yes, I believe we are. The Muslim community, in particular, we have programs. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, that when this whole issue was very, very ripe, we would have had a program. We would have brought in a scholar from America, a brother by the name of Ali Al-Filistini. Abu Abdurrahman Ali al-Filistini, a Salafi scholar. And we would have initiated a program at the Freeport Mosque under the auspices of the Imam there, Farid Ismat Ali. And we would have run that program for an entire year. Of course, receiving funding for the program, it cost in excess of over $100,000 to house the Imam, to house the scholar, and to have this program run. And the basis of that program was to attract individuals who probably had the ideology that is similar to what ISIS carried, and we attempted in that program to move people away from that ideology, and we were successful at it. A number of persons who we were able to attract had similar type of ideological thinking as those of ISIS, and we were able to convince them, and we were able to move them away from that ideology and bring them back to par. So with that success, we attempted to run the program for an extension of another year, but because we were unable to get the funding to do it, the brother had to leave and go back to America and continue his life there, and so on and so forth. So we have the module that we can continue to use as a basis for initiating these programs and so on. We have the structure, we have the program. It's nothing for us to put together these things again. If the government is serious of helping our citizens and changing the dynamics that is at play, we are all too willing to come forward. We are willing to bring our expertise on the table, and we are willing to do just what we are responsible for, to change that perspective and to change people's hearts and to make it a conducive an environment, a conducive situation where these persons can come back and be rehabilitated back in the society. And we have a lot of experience in it. Everybody who knows me would have known I was once part of that radical type of radical ideology, and I moved away from that. And there was a lot of research and understanding and study that went into that. I didn't just wake up one morning and decided to change. All right, there was a number of things that took place and caused me to look at things from a different perspective, and to really revisit the Quran and revisit the Sunnah, the practices of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and reassess my position as regards a Muslim, and who I should be and what I should be in society, and how I should continue my life here in Trinidad and Tobago. And that would have taken a lot of effort on my part. And I'm still making that effort. I'm still doing what I need to do. And that, of course, comes with a lot of experience. And that experience I'm willing to present and provide to the government of Trinidad and Tobago by, changing hearts and minds as we go forward into the future.
Brother Abdullah, how are you doing? This is Gary Mahabir.
Yeah. How are you?
So I have a particular interest in getting religious leaders to kind of intercede between the police and our community and bring some kind of peaceful resolution to not only between the police, but in kind of resolving our children going in the wrong direction, and kind of set the religious intervention in guiding our children away from this kind of a criminality and thinking. There's a gangster culture that invaded our country to music, an American style gangster shoot 'em up, beat 'em up kind of thing that has taken over the years. So I am very interested in getting our religious leaders to come out the four walls like how you are doing, and hit the ground and get between the people and try to bring some kind of a peaceful resolution. But this is not our way of life. We were never this kind of people. This is an adopted kind of way of life, and this is what I'm very interested in seeing getting done. So I would appreciate if you could kind of drag some of the other religious leaders on board with you on this.
Well, I've been doing that, informing them that what needs to be done in every religious institution, and I've started, speaking with the Muslim community first. And whenever I have the opportunity, I will tell the administration that they need to have a committee, an outreach committee that actually is responsible for, presenting themselves in the society or in the community itself, and getting themselves organized and, in line with the other organizations and other, active groups within the community, working together with these different religious groups, these different NGOs, and youth groups and so on, and having a seat around the table and being able to participate in the activities and being able to influence the outcome of those activities. And I've always advocated, initiatives like this should first be able to bear fruit, and having been able to show the success that you've been able to achieve without government subvention or without any assistance from anyone, that would show a tremendous effort on your part. And of course, it's going to attract those individuals who now would have the money and the wherewithal to help and assist in these initiatives, to help fund and get you off the ground, to expand your program and to be able to achieve more successes as you go down the road. But we tend to do it the from the back way, and we try to approach government to get funding for a program that we never saw, we never tried, or we never got any success from as yet. So we formulated a program, we put together a proposal, and we approached for funding. I am against that in many ways, and I think that what we need to do is to use whatever little resources we have, and let us get down to proving ourselves, and letting government know, letting these institutions know that this proposal that we have, it can work. This is what we have done. This is the success we will be able to achieve, and we're asking now, if you feel that you could invest in this, let's get on board and let us expand this. Let us take this to the sky. All right, and that is how I think. That is what I think needs to be done.
We need the preachers to come down from the pulpit, take out the suit and tie,
Yeah.
and get in the community and reach the young people,
Exactly.
And steer them in the right direction. I mean, they need to get out the four walls, and this is I think it is the more so religious institutions have failed more than the government, because it's always our religious institution was up in our face, right in our community, steering us in the right direction. Government never had much intervention with us.
Government wouldn't fund. Let me tell you something. Government wouldn't fund anything, would not put their backing behind nothing where there's no success, or they have not seen any success. So what it is are you doing? Government has this tendency to come, and politicians do this all the time. They give the Muslim community and the Hindu community and the Christian community monies to celebrate their different festivals and so on. Let's talk about the Muslim community. So they would give the Muslim organizations money come time to celebrate their festivities. I'm against it, totally against it. And any Muslim out there, what's this idea, the government giving them money to celebrate their religion, their religious festivities and so on? Something is wrong with you, all right? Because what I'm saying is that government, keep your money. We're going to find money to celebrate our own festivals. What we need you to do is to come into those communities and let the Muslim leaders know that they have a responsibility for their flock. They have a responsibility in their communities. And you want to see programs, you want to see initiatives, you want to see development taking place, coming out of these institutions, that is going to change the hearts and minds of the young ones in the community and change that community around. And if it is you're not doing that, I'm not going to come and give you any money. I want to see a program that works. Show me a program that works. Show me something that you're doing that is making sense. Show me something that you're doing that is changing the hearts and minds of the young people in your community. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to give you a $5. I'm going to give you a $20. I'm going to give you $100. All right? This is what needs to happen. Government needs to orchestrate this. They need to guide this process. And government is not doing it. Government is not doing it, and the
I
religious
think we have to take
the
control.
encouragement.
I think we have to take control as a people, and the best way to do it, and the religious leaders really need to hit the ground, and we need to sing that song as loud as possible. I mean, our religious book gives the order, gives the mandate that this is what we're supposed to be
Exactly.
doing. You know,
Yeah.
in fact, we are supposed to lead, and government is supposed to follow. Basically, you know, that's what I
Exactly.
see.
And you see, when the religious group starts doing that, then we make ourselves very viable. We make ourselves viable. We make ourselves important. We now, as the politicians would say, give ourselves political value, because the politicians will no longer believe that they can get away with anything in society because they need the nod of the educated, the religious leaders. If they don't have the nod of the religious leaders, they ain't going nowhere. And that's where we need to find ourselves. And people does not understand the power that we as a people in this country has. And I was telling the one of some of the men there in the Beatum and the Silats, they have the keys to the city of Port of Spain. They can even open the doors to the city of Port of Spain, or can shut the doors to the city of Port of Spain. All right, and they could do this without violence and without confrontation. They could do that, and they can let government know that this is the power that we have. Let us sit around a table. Let us talk about our issues. Let us address the issues that we have. I visited the young man, the father of the young man who was killed yesterday, and he was showing me just across the road where the Fernandez, and the drain across the road where all the waste is coming down from Fernandez, the condition of that drain, and what is in that drain, the color of the water, black. All right, there's nothing that can probably go there or exist in that drain. And this is what the people of Beatum has to live with on a constant basis. All right, and there's nothing of anything untoward that the company or Fernandez is doing to rectify their waste disposal. And this is something that is very troubling to me here in Trinidad and Tobago. Why is the affluent in this country being allowed to get away with nonsense?
You know, I consider that area to be toxic and unfit for human occupation, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know, those people should need to be located, and you know that place needs to be excavated, and a lot of the toxic toxins has to be dealt with. I think it's a health hazard. I think these people needs to be extracted from there. So you know, with that. But I really, you know, I think you can make a great influence in putting a call out to your colleagues in the religious field that we need to hit the ground, roll up your sleeves, get out the four walls, and let's deal with it.
Yes.
Yes.
We have been attempting to do that. One thing we have come to realize is that not everybody understands their roles and function in a society, even though they hold a position. You know, and it's sad today in the year 2022 that we're still grappling in the dark and trying to figure out what's our purpose here on the face of the earth. And it's sad to think what we have allowed to happen in our country, what we have allowed to happen in our society, and you know, we don't have enough men, we don't have real men to step out and to prevent what seems to be wrecking and causing havoc in our society. You know, our homes are being destroyed, our social structure being destroyed, culture being dissipated. You know, it's chaos all around. There's no love anymore. There's no brotherhood. People are not themselves no more. You look at your colleagues and work, and you know, just by the mere fact that this pandemic came upon us, we have an apartheid that exists within our society between the vax and the unvax. Now we are seeing the Minister of Health trying to introduce another type of apartheid, mask and unmask. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And I think more than ever, The religious leaders in this country needs to come and step up and really, really prove to this country that they're deserving of the position that they hold. And they're deserving to lead their flock. And if this does not happen, we are going to lose an entire nation that would have had promise at one point in time. We would lose our youth that would have had promise at one point in time. Just like we are seeing the life being stuffed out of that 17-year-old boy who was part of the police youth club, who have never had any run-ins with the law, who was never involved in drugs and what have you in his community. And for the police to take a decision to shoot up that vehicle and take the life of these individuals without thinking. It's sad to think that Trinidad and Tobago has, been brought to this state. It's a decadence that I cannot digest this. Even if I weigh all the options that I have before me, I cannot digest it.
Yeah, so brother Umar, here's the last question before you go ahead. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. What do you think the approach should be to unite the Muslim in this country? I think they're talking about Trinidad.
We have been trying to unite the Muslims in this country for decades. It's an ideological issue. It's a fundamental issue, and also it's a power issue as well. And I think these are the issues that needs to be addressed first, to bring Muslims to understand that we hold in our hands the answer to all the problems in society. And if we to apply ourselves to this and truly represent the Quran and the Sunnah, the practice of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu as we ought to, I think we'll be able to get by, and we'll be able to do a lot more than we're doing now. And I'm not talking about pushing Islam down the throat of other people and asking people to come into Islam or trying to get them to become Muslims. No. That's not what it's all about. It's about you practicing your religion, you being Muslim, you being a good person, you being generous, you being loving, you being kind. That is what it's all about. It's about the way you respond. That is what it is all about. It's your kindness. It's the way that you treat with your fellow men. It's the way you treat with your neighbor. When your neighbor is not at home, you're responsible for the protection of your neighbor's property. For you Muslims who don't know that, if you cook food in your home and your neighbor smells your pot, it is your duty to give your neighbor some of that food, or otherwise you would have committed a crime. This is the level of practice that we need amongst the Muslims here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm talking just about the Muslims. And this could be, we could talk about everybody adopting this particular way of life and so on. But let me talk about the Muslims, because I'm a Muslim, and the question was posed in that manner. All right? If your neighbor is uncomfortable with you, you're not practicing Islam. If you're on the job and your colleague and your worker is uncomfortable with you, you're not practicing Islam. Umar Abdullah is telling you that tonight. Go back to your sheikh, go back to your scholars, and let them tell you if I'm telling you a lie. The Prophet Muhammad would have expressed the way to live and taught us the way to integrate with people and how to love and how to be affectionate and all of that. The Prophet was never quick to respond in like manner. The Prophet would have been one of those who would have been, tortured just like everybody else and ridiculed just like everybody else. But how did he respond? How did he respond? A man one day came into the masjid and urinated in the masjid. And his followers were quick to deal with the man. You can imagine a man coming in our masjid and urinating in our masjid today. What we want to do with him? The Prophet told him, no, leave him alone. The man came back, realizing that he would have done wrong, and he accepted Islam. Because they did not respond in a violent way to him. All right? A woman used to constantly taunt the Prophet ﷺ when he used to go to the masjid, throw stuff on him and call him names and all of that. Never told her anything. Never responded to this woman in a negative way. One day the woman got sick, and he no longer saw this woman, and he inquired where she was, and he was told that the woman was sick. He went and he visited the woman. He went and visited the woman, and the woman accepted Islam because of that. One day the Prophet ﷺ was helping a woman with her luggage, and for the entire journey the woman didn't know he was the Prophet. She was bad talking him and saying about this man coming and talking and preaching this and doing this and that and the other, and she don't know why he's doing this and all of that. Never said nothing to the woman. When he reached the destination and the woman was about to leave and he was about to depart, the woman asked him, who is he? And then he told her he's the Prophet. And she was ashamed, and she accepted Islam there and then. This is the kind of behavior that Muslims ought to have in our society. I was beaten. I was badly beaten. My hand is broken. Did I respond? Did I respond violently? Did I attempt to beat the men and them that was there? I told my people who was there with me, do not interfere. Every opportunity I got, I tried to address the perpetrator, to have a conversation with him. And they would continue to beat upon me. And I would continue to take the blows and not fight back. And it's because of that I was able to get the support of the perpetrators. And now we are in a better position now that we were in before. Just imagine what we can achieve just by understanding how to respond. It is our response that causes us the problems. You ever hear your old parents tell you and your grandparents tell you, is the change from the dollar that's bring the war and the quarrel? Is the change from the dollar that's bring the quarrel? All right? So we have to be particular in the way we respond. The people tell you bad things, don't be quick to tell them bad things. No. A police officer approach you, he doesn't say good morning, he's arrogant, he's ignorant. Do not continue on that vein. Say good day, officer, how are you? And I'm telling you, that officer is going to find his place immediately. He's going to know where you want to go. But if you respond in like manner, what's that going to achieve? What is that going to achieve? It's an ego thing with most people, right? It's an ego thing with most people. Oh, nobody, they're going to take a lash on nobody. They're going to think. I'm not saying at some point in time you don't defend yourself. There is a time when you have to defend yourself, and you will be the best person to know that. But there's a time when you do not need to do that, and you need to use the best approach and the best response. And that is what we need to understand. And being a leader is not easy. You have to make decisions that sometimes your own people would disagree with you. But you have to take into consideration the future of the organization, your objective, and what it is you want to achieve. And if it is by doing this, you are going to achieve this, or you're not going to achieve it. It's not easy. And that's why we need the help of everyone. We need to be loving, we need to be caring. And we need, when we point out the faults of others, we need to let them know that this is not personal. We're trying to help you. We want to make this place a better place. We want to make Trinidad a beacon for the rest of the Caribbean. Why it is Trinidad and Tobago is what it is today. Why it is Jamaica is ahead of us. Why it is some of these islands are ahead of Trinidad and Tobago. Why it is are we not in front? Something is wrong, and we need to fix it. And we start by fixing ourselves first. We
Brother
start by
Abdullah,
doing that.
I want to say you are absolutely correct. And Brother Abdullah, we are all hoping and praying that you get better and speedily recovery, and that this is something that will never happen again, and you will continue to fight for justice in Trinidad and Tobago. And we wish you all the best, as you continue along your journey. And before you go, any closing words before you go?
Well, I want to say thank you for the privilege of um, being able to come on your program and to talk about these issues. It's important that we do. It's important that we get the information out, and we put thoughts into the heads of persons listening and viewing, so that they themselves would question themselves and ask themselves the questions, the important questions. What is my purpose? Why it is I'm here? Why it is do I exist? Why it is that Almighty God allow me to listen to this program tonight? Is there a reason behind it? Is there a purpose behind it? And this is the important thing for everyone. Ask yourself that question. What is my purpose here on the face of the earth? Like I tell everybody, we have come here and our purposes are very simple: to worship Almighty God, to enjoin what is right, and to forbid what is evil. That is our purpose in a nutshell. And under that, we have everything else, nicely put in place, where it has to, it deals with the way we treat our family, the way we treat our children, the way we communicate, the way we conduct our activities, our honesty, and all of that. Okay, so it's all in keeping with enjoining what is right. Okay, if something is correct, you support it. If something is wrong, you forbid it. You try your best and you do not encourage it, and you do not allow it to prosper. All right, they say evil pervades when good men choose to stay by and do nothing. There are good men in society. Let us come out and let us exercise that goodness. Let us show people that there are human beings still existing, and we are very conscious about where we're going. We're very conscious about the life and the path that we are setting for our children. And this is very important. So I want to leave that message with everyone who have been listening to the program. Share this program. You can still share it, continue sharing it even after this program ends, and ensure that everybody who is important to you gets this message. Ensure that people who matters get this message. People who are in leadership, people who holds power gets this message. At least at some point in time, we would have planted a seed, and that seed is going to germinate and it's going to bear fruit. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next month, next year, we would have planted that seed, and that's just enough for us. Almighty God is going to ensure that that seed germinates in the time that it should and bear fruit in the time that it should, for the betterment and for the for the success of everyone and the future of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Umar Abdullah. It's a pleasure. Take care.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. So there you have it, folks. I mean, I think Brother Umar Abdullah shared quite a bit tonight. There have been, other things that were percolating as well. The issue with him, having to be, assaulted, trying to fight for the rights of individual, and not only that, but the sort of underlying issue with respect, to ISIS and him. First time I've ever heard him actually talked about that. So, for him, talking about that issue and being, forthright and talking about that issue, So, I think there's a lot of good information there that was shared. Just the sad part of it is that, you're trying to do good, and people are trying to do you harm when you are trying to do good. And I guess that's just part of life. and the way it is.
That's how it works.
Yeah. That's how it works sometimes, When you're trying to do good, boy, Tommy, people don't want you to do good,
Nope.
Oh God. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, Albert, you're right, You don't have to agree. You don't have to react to everything you don't agree with. That's true, something, why? You all know, yeah, Nadia says, blessed night. Hamadullah Wahid, welcome. Very edifying program. Albert Montano, I agree with Brother Abdullah. Ellis Laborde, welcome. Ellis, I see you fix up the thing, boy. I to be honest with you, I was the one that caused Ellis some difficulties. I just haven't said anything, but it's not because Ellis didn't want to talk to earlier in the chat, but I caused Ellis to not be in the chat. And but I'm glad that Ellis' daughter took care of him. Yeah, but it's funny, Tony and Gary. I was just sitting back and listening, to what Brother Abdullah had to say, because you could see that, but it's kind of sad, but when people attach something to you, because of your past history, and it's like, you could never live down that past history,
He has demonstrated that the only constant in life is change.
Yeah. I do that, and you could see you fighting for the best thing for Trinidad and Tobago. A lot of people may not agree, with it, but I'm sure he knows that he's doing, yeah, Nadia. Albert Montano says, Ansem, plenty about that behavior.
Of course.
Oh God, Albert.
Albert and Lion.
Oh God. Yeah, Brother Abdullah said something that you don't have to respond to when people respond to you in a negative way. And he's so correct, man. I mean, in the last year or so, by the amount of negative, if I didn't read the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, and the book Mindset, and the book The Magic of Thinking Big, boy, I would have cussed them people and them who cussed me. Seriously.
But when they go high.
Yeah, I don't cuss. But when I call them the kind of names they call me, right? It's like when they call me names, I just say, well, growing up in Chumaka, Clavantel, I have this, and I have this in a place. I have started that comment in WhatsApp. Tommy, I've started. When I mean started, when you put a star in a comment, you could easily go back and retrieve it. Right?
True.
Is that I am so understanding people on social media. It's like when they don't like what you're saying, or they have a problem with what you're saying, right? There's the most derogative kind of nasty, evil and wicked names, boy. So all I just tell them is that, right? Growing up in Chumaka, Clavantel, this is exactly what I said. Growing up in Chumaka, Clavantel, my grandmother always told me it take a dense person to know a dense person. If you call me an idiot, I say growing up in Chumaka, Clavantel, my grandmother always told me it takes an idiot to know an idiot. You call me a clown, I tell you a clown is the most intelligent person in the circus. I want you to call me a clown all the time. Right? So when they think it's negative, and whenever they tell me something that's negative, I say thank you very kindly for the compliment.
So all you have to say is when he calls you an idiot, you say, hello, brother.
No, I just tell him, growing up in Chumaka, Clavantel.
No, but you understand? If he called you an idiot, you say, hello, brother. You get it?
Okay.
You understand? If I'm an idiot, you want to.
Yeah. Albert says, Anselm, you are too good. You are a good person, but I went through all of it, but stay silent. Nah, I ain't staying silent. Listen, I'm telling them, but I'm telling them nicely. All kind of thing. And I just come up with some of the weirdest thing you could talk about. Today I tell a fella, you have a PhD in Labasterian.
What?
Labasterian.
Anyway, guys, I have to say a quick good night. We go catch up.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
Tommy, you have a PhD in Labasterian. And you know, I get a voice note from a fella, Wall Street, stop trying to steal my term. He was the one that coined the phrase Labasterian, you know? So that's why I just say, I mean, you know, I don't even really and truly, you know, if you was to really, you know, take on those things, boy, and they just come so they don't even know you, you know, right? And hey, yeah, that fellow Wall Street, you know, he has such a big ego, and what he trying to make himself popular or some kind of thing. I said, make myself popular. I said, what that person talking about, boy? So you would tell me today. You know, you don't even put his wife on social media. Why do I want to put my wife on social media? Eh?
Right to privacy.
Why do I want to put my son on social media? Why do I put my daughter on? No, listen. When I'm home, right, I'm happy with my wife, my daughter. When my son comes home, I'm happy with my son and daughter. That is me. I happy with that. Them telling me, hey, although don't see Wall Street put your wife on social media. Why I want to put my wife on social media? Why I want to put my Miss Universe on social media? Eh? No, my Miss Universe, I am good with my wife not being in the public domain. And I that's my choice. And I will continue that choice. I'm not no, as vicious as all you and all the kind of attacks. Somebody send Aisha Wells a message telling Aisha Wells, I want to have a picture of Wall Street where you look like. What you look like? What kind of dotishness is that? We have a program every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tommy?
Right.
You will ask what I look like? Really? You don't know what I look like? And it's at Wall Street and this all the time? It's like, a next thing, what is his name? I said, but wait now. Tommy, imagine this, right?
Yeah.
Them asking me, what is his name? And you have to opinion. No, but his name is Anselm Leborn. I'm like, what kind of... Tommy, wait, hold up. Let me see something. What does it say today, Tommy? What does it say on the screen there?
It says your name.
So if I wanted to hide my name, why would I put it on this screen? I mean, I mean, sometimes I don't get them, right? A woman want to know. I want to see a picture of Wall Street. If you want to see a picture of Wall Street, go in the village, go to WZYE TV on YouTube, and you go see plenty pictures of me. I mean, you go like plenty of them. I know that. You know what I mean? You go so bored, but you know, I didn't know you were so cute. You know, I thought he was. You know, somebody told me once in Trinidad, Tommy.
No, what did I tell you?
I thought you was fat because you have a fat voice. Yeah, I said, wait a minute. Fat has a voice? I said, I never knew fat had a voice. They said, yeah, boy, Wall Street, I thought you was fat, you know.
Unbelievable.
I said, way fat have a voice?
My goodness.
Oh, God. I don't know. Right? So when they see now, I's 100. Now this be the other one, Tommy, right? So, like many of them don't know. Yeah, Ellis. If they want to see you, tell them you're showing in Globe. Or Pyramid. Or Empire. Or the Looks. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Ellis. Tommy, when I go running in the summer, I just run bareback. Because what? Right? And when I finish running, I go take a picture of myself bareback and put it on social media and tell the people what I did. Because people like to know, as an athlete, as a person who have established 20 world records, what kind of workout he does do, right? So I put it up on social media. Then, hey, look at him now. He was show off. I said, show off. I said, wait now, buddy. As much work as I do, right, on myself, me showing off. I'd rather show off. Is I doing work? You don't know how much work I does do. You talking about I showing off, right? Me showing off. Oh, you know what? You're right. I show him off, right? And it's like it's like you sometimes but I just leave it alone. Sometimes I say, you know what, Wall Street, just leave it alone, and keep it going. Just keep it going, right? I don't get them. I want to see a picture of Wall Street. What you look like? I say, oh God, what? Tell me, why you want that picture of me to see what I look like for?
I don't know, but except if they have sinister.
Unless you have sinister behaviors, right? But when I see them kind of thing, I just screenshot them and keep them, just in case,
Just in case.
Unless you have sinister behaviors, and these are PNM people, These are PNM people.
Well, you know how fanatical they could get, eh? You know exactly how fanatical they can become.
Yeah, but I don't get that, but yeah, but Albert says, and Sam, over the last 20 years, the same people went after me, telling me all good things I have done for St. Joseph, and I should come back, right? Nadia says, Nadia says, something wrong with that person. I don't put up pictures in social media of my children. I'm not even on Facebook. And say, Nadia, that's right. That's right. I made a conscious effort, not from the time I started on social media, not putting my wife, and not putting my daughter, and not putting my son. That is my business. And as a matter of fact, the picture I have on my Facebook page is from 1970. I mean, when I was 15, 16 years of age, right? This is a real kicks man. And Sam, don't take pictures bareback. They said he gone mad. No, boy, it's all kind of thing, right? It's like if I take a picture, if I want to take a picture without a shirt, I take a picture without a shirt, and I put it on my social media page. I don't share it on no other page. That is my page. I could do what I want on my page. I ain't sharing it on no other people's page. But the followers are on the page, right? Them will see it. And they could share it to other people, but me sharing it on no other people's page. That's my page. I could do what I want on that page. And I don't care what them have to say.
Let's say, don't give nobody a picture. Right now, Bermuda's looking for a mold
to make Jumpy biscuits.
Jumpy biscuits.
At least I'm going to get them your picture. I'm going to get them your picture. Yeah. But anyway, before we go, Ellis, welcome back, Ellis. Albert, Nadia, Lana, Hamidullah, Remy, Takesha, put closing comments in the chat. I didn't see Joan was here tonight. Clarice, welcome. I didn't see what's the name? Tommy, your friend?
Which one?
Oh, it's Joan. Rose. I didn't see Rose tonight. I didn't see Raj either. I don't know,
it's raining heavily these days, and so I said they're getting a lot of rain lately, so you never know what the story is with the internet.
Yeah. You see, anyway, let me go for a quick station identification. It's in the village of the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this short message. It's in the village of the DAG Triplets.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. I want to play this audio before I go. This is an audio here. Look, I want to play this audio here. Folks, this is an audio that is making these circles in Trinidad and Tobago. And people are asking the question if this is the former commissioner of police.
Oh.
And you could make the decision yourself. So take a listen to this.
Wanted you to. I applied, yeah, but I will come first most probably, and it will be rejected. But I was hoping that you would have applied, because usually what they would have done is ask you, who, if you don't come first, who do you think is the best person? I would have stated you. I was banking on you applying.
After 40 years in this organization, it is time to walk away and retool, look at doing new things that you couldn't do while you were here, you can now do them. I just wish the organization well. I discovered that there were a lot of goings on, and I thought it is expedient that I make my position very, very clear. I don't think I can make my position clearer than I already have. I have not been friends with anybody. I was born on the 9th of March, 1963. That makes me 60 years old on the 9th of March, 2023. As of September 14th, I proceed on pre-retirement leave. And I am confident that I have been given opportunities to serve in very distinguished chambers, both in Tobago and in Trinidad. Beyond 60, I have no interest in the police service. I think I have done my fair bit. My CV will show that I have had the privilege, and I can boast that I was possibly the most successful leader of the Anti-Corruption Investigation Bureau. And I'm very pleased. Now, let me clarify something. Mr. Griffith and I have had very, very differences in opinion. We have had falling outs, bitter falling outs. I am not afraid to stand up to anybody, because I was born in a place called Richmond Point, Belgarden, Tobago, and I came from a very distinguished Tobago family. And I am not afraid. I have no friends to that extent who could make me forbear myself. So Mr. Griffith asked me if I applied for the job, and I told him no. And then he sent the voice recording, which expressed some disappointment. And I was amazed at the utterances in that voice recording. It didn't concern me really. And I responded by saying, after 40 years, I really want to go on to doing new things after retirement, which is fast approaching. So I am not a candidate. I have no interest in being a candidate. I want to see what it is to practice practice law. I have mortgaged my house to go to England to law school. I have cancelled every insurance policy that I have as a policeman to complete my law degree. As a matter of fact, when I finished my law degree, I was up to my throat in debts. I have had my children educated, and I really want to see what the practice of law is, and that is my concern. Nothing else. I have nobody who is that close to me, and I am not close to anybody.
and nobody can have William Nurse in their back pocket. If you know me well, Mr. Haight, from 1998 when we were at the Police Association, you would know where I stand. I am a very upright person, very forthright, and I tell you the truth, and I tell you it forcefully. So that conversation between Mr. Griffith and I was not recorded in any sinister way. He was asking if he asked me if I applied. I said no, and he expressed his disappointment. That is it. I have no interest in the police service beyond the age of 60, which will be on the 9th of March, 2023. I wish the process well. I have my own views that the Police Service Act 7 of 2006 did not cure the mischief Parliament intended it to. As a matter of fact, it has created more mischief than that which Parliament intended it to cure. I think it's from the standpoint of an attorney at law, it is a worthless, is a piece of legislation that should be reviewed and possibly overhauled. It is not working well for the police service, and that's as much I would.
So there you have it, folks. That was
Hey Google, what's this song?
the famous. That was the famous Gary Griffith audio tape that. And let me read something for you. Let me read something for you. I actually sent the audio to Gary Griffith before it was placed in the public domain, and I asked him if that was him. But he never responded to me, right, Tommy? But he responded to someone else. And this is what he said. This is what he said. I'm going to quote what he said, right? He said that, hold on, let me find it. He didn't respond to me, but he responded to a person who I sent that to. Okay, here it is. This is what he said. Who am I supposedly speaking to? Who am I recommending? Who am I recommending this to? They are indeed desperate. Now, you hear the follow-up with the person indicating that they did speak to Gary Griffith, right?
Yep.
Right? So, and the person did say, I am William Nurse, right?
That's right. He said his name.
He said his name. So, to me now, what has to be done is that the person, William Nurse, is either he's telling the truth, Gary Griffith is telling the truth, or Gary Griffith is lying, and Nurse is telling the truth, or Nurse is lying, and Gary Griffith is telling the truth. Right? The audio is there. You know, so I mean, I don't know what to say. But Tommy, let me ask you a question before we close, right?
Go ahead.
You think that's grounds for Gary Griffith to be disqualified?
Absolutely.
I have to tell you the truth, boy. I agree with you. You understand?
I wish Gary didn't apply.
Mm-hmm.
He's just making himself look bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The guys who asked him to and whatever, they're setting him up.
Well, it is he called the guy to ask the guy, you know?
Yeah.
He called the guy to ask the guy if he applied, and he telling the guy, well.
He said the reason why he applied is because he was polled. Something about.
Yeah, well, he says, I was hoping that if I don't come first, right? If how is it again? If he comes first and they decide against him, I'm trying to paraphrase here, and he comes second, and they ask me who do I recommend, who should I recommend? I could recommend this person here, right?
Right.
So that type of underhanded behavior for a person who wants to be the commissioner of police and a person who wants to be involved in politics and become the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I always says the way a person deal with small things is the way they're gonna handle large things. Right? Now, there's also some receipts in the public domain now with respect to contract for the body cameras and who get the contract and all this kind of thing. I mean, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. If you apply for a position, just stay out of the way and let the people do what they're supposed to do. What you calling another person for to tell them, well, if you apply, I hope you apply, because if I do get selected, if I get selected and they decide not to use me, you go beyond and ask me who I think they should go with, and I go tell you, oh God, man, oh God, just leave it alone now, man. Oh God. That's what I say. That's what I say now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Kenji just say, oh my gosh. I mean, yeah.
When you really think about it, those on the inside feeling the heat,
Right? Yeah, unless I remember you called me an uneducated fool. Oh God. Yes. You see, and that's the thing, right? We were just talking about calling people names, right? The man come on the program and get vexed and call me an uneducated fool.
The guy's a bully. He hasn't changed his ways.
Yeah, he's a bully in a China shop. Yeah. He's a bully. Yeah. And what is it? Two man rat live in the same hole. Dr. Rowe is a bully. He's a bully. He's a bully too. So two of them can live in the same hole. Two man rats can live in the same hole.
That's right.
But it's sad, boy. That's what our country has come to. It's sad. Look what it has come to. Man man had to call this man to tell him, just in case, we to me, that is grounds for disqualification. Yeah, good night, Albert. That is grounds for disqualification. I feel so, But next show, remind me, I like to get Gary's opinion, because Gary was the one that started the petition to bring him back.
The conversation of him coming back.
Yeah, him coming back. Yeah. I mean, I mean, at that point in time, I didn't have a really sense that it's okay if he didn't come back, But after I listened to that tape, man, look, Gary just had to go and stay home. That is it, right? Because that type of behavior tells me it's a corrupted type of behavior. It's a corrupted type of behavior, right? And if
I don't remember, not this time, the time before Johnson was telling us why he thought Gary wasn't a good choice.
Yeah, Andy Johnson, you're right. Yeah. Nadia says, I told you, Gary Griffith is the worst. When I listened to the first voice note, and Tommy, people listening to the first voice note and listening to the follow-up voice note, right? And people still saying that I'm not Gary Griffith.
No, you know what? The tone was a little high, the pitch, but the way he said certain words,
that's him.
Only he alone uses those words in that manner.
Yeah. That was man. That was unbelievable, boy.
Yeah. So
good.
The pitch was higher than his normal pitch, but upon careful examination, you would realize that it is him.
Yeah. No, Alice. What I was doing is I was just taking the advice and take my licks and cool it. Take my buff and cool it. I boil long like Baji. I say, you know what? Yeah. Let me just take it.
Unless they don't run bareback in hunting season, no?
Yeah. Nadia, what Gary Griffith to go? Nah, Gary Griffith don't go. Well, listen, if Gary don't make it a COP, he still have NTA that he's going to revert to.
Yeah,
You know?
You should just
So that,
focus on one damn thing and stop jumping all over the place like a grasshopper.
nah, you go focus on one thing. Nah, but you know what, Tommy boy? You might have a right to put a hat in the ring. It's better to try and fail to try. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We were there already once before. The man reject you. You still gonna go back begging? Come on.
And that man had to make the same decision again.
The same man you had to deal with.
Yeah.
To be appointed.
But yeah, but I like it. Each sentence is better to try and fail to try. You know what I mean?
I
Rose,
hear
special
that.
good night. Huh?
I hear that, but if somebody put you out.
Well, you could try to get back in.
I don't know. I don't know about that. You know there ain't gonna be no better roses once you go back in.
Yeah, so folks, it's always a pleasure. It's in the village of the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Somebody passed song in so I could play it. Remember, folks, there are 4 Ds. First, they dismiss you. The second D is then they discredit you. The third D is then they demonize you. And then the last D, they try to destroy you. And again, Jimmy Carter says the measure for society is found in how they treat their weakest and most helpless citizens. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness.
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead, Tommy.
But I'm just gonna do one little part of a song I wrote a while ago.
What, Tommy, you write that song, boy?
Yeah, I wrote many, but anyway, it says, let's share this joy of life together. We can live in happiness and peace with each other. We can make this world a better place with love and understanding, because love is the key. Love is the key to life. Anyway, I thank you for the opportunity this evening and look forward to the next session. Like I always say, love you all. Talk to you and see you in the next edition. Good night.
Yeah, Tommy, good night. Yeah, Rose coming kind of late tonight, but all right, let me see what closing comments people have in here. I ain't seen no.
Albert is the first. Albert was the first in the closing comments. He said, today was another good class. We were educated with facts about the Muslim community and problems in Trinidad. This program is good if you want to get intelligent views. And right after is Nadia. You go ahead and read.
Yeah, closing comments. Blessed night to everyone. Be safe. Today I'm grateful for all the people that loving and kind. Thank you, Nadia.
Thank you, Nadia.
Albert. I think that's it, you know. I don't think there's anything.
Ellis. My comment. If you have a rundown, if you have to run down someone, that means they're running away from you. Words may be beautiful, but love is an action. Thank you, Ellis.
There we go.
What else we got? Let's see what else. What else we got?
Is that it? I ain't seen nothing else.
I don't see anything else right now.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked for some song there.
Oh, Rose says, Anslim, Diana, Gary, and Tommy, good night. Good night, Rose.
Yeah. Okay, let me see.
Why are you laughing at my lyrics here? I know you the love child in the bunch here.
Who's that, Nadia?
Yeah. She's a village sweetheart.
Yeah, Nadia. All right, let's just play our song. You just can't go on this way. All right, folks, good night. This is our closing song.
Night and slow.
Is Pharaoh still existing? As he before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in vain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern Pharaoh, tyrannies they manifest. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day. For next to nothing pay, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility.